Hello everyone, it's Girl Pack Stones back here with another episode of I've Got the Hat On, I'm the GM. It'll be pleasing that you know the situation as it stands, but you know, we're running a bit late. It's the trash tradition, and I'm really glad that you're here. I have a cup of coffee and I don't need it, but I do because I'm GMing. I don't remember the last time I GM'd on this channel, but I'm sure it was great, and I'm sure y'all were really obsessed with it. Aside from that, hi, welcome to this, the Star Trek Iskandar trash shot as run by me, Practice Extends, called Iskandar, Trouble and Strife. It is a reference, but also an accurate description of the situation as it stands. So you might remember that the last time you saw the USS Iskandar layout and whatnot, it was relaying to Emily Room's one-shot series issue. What's our nomenclature? Remind me.
Episodes. Episodes have sessions.
Yes, episode Down the Rabbit Hole, which was very dramatic and very exciting, and you all just went mad for it. And you can see the finale of that amazing adventure this Tuesday. Hello Commodore McBiscuit, I see you in the chat. I know you're here. I know you're ready to take your rightful seat at the right hand of the Hinderkinder. So Down the Rabbit Hole, the finale of that is still this Tuesday. It's going to be great. It's going to be an emotional time for us all, except of course for Slandra, who can't feel emotions and therefore will have an emotional time.
Nothing will happen.
Not at all. No one's probably in prison, and that's fine. But this is a one-shot, much in the style of if you ever saw the Starfleet Fun Time Engineering Conference that was fun and not bad. It is running in the timeline, you know, either at the same time or approximately around the same time, what is time, as the mainline Iskandar games. The events that happen in this game, if they suddenly go, we're going to send a message to the Iskandar and tell them to go fuck themselves, like, that'll happen, I guess, in the mainline. We'll come back to that, and you just get a message from some random people going, oh, they told us to go fuck ourselves. Why? But the events and plots are not interconnected in sort of an immediate way, which is a stupid way of saying this is like an interlude session. With guest appearance from Gul Elrod, who has been, yes, this is the episode where you all free him from prison for no reason other than I want it and I'm sad. Aside from that, this is going to be, I will describe the setting more as we get to it, but I want to welcome two new faces to the Iskandar screen. They being, I'm sure you recognize Bree and Elsbeth. Well, you recognize Bree because she is in a bunch of trash all the time.
She's in a bunch of trash.
She is, in fact, a heap of trash.
It's fine, it's where I live.
You can find her on Twitter at Lazy Honeybee, spelt the American way for some reason.
It's a pun on honey because it's an endearment.
Oh,
she's a honey.
I thought you just couldn't spell.
Ooh, oh,
it's
accurate, but also not
and not a Winnie the Pooh reference, which it also could have been. So that's great. But also welcoming for the first time to the ItU channel on any of the games I've ever run, Elsbeth, who you can find on Twitter at Save the Turret, but also who some of you might know her very distinct golden voice from Protean City Comics and the upcoming run of Outstanding, which you can start listening to on Monday. Not the episodes, but you can hear about some characters that you might like. You might also recognize some people who might be in those character profiles on Monday. It's all synergy.
I just suddenly regret my whole thing. I'm so scared. You're going to hear my... Sorry, this is not about Outstanding. This is about Star Trek.
Yeah, we're here for Star Trek.
I thought you meant now. I was like, regret what? Being here? You can't... I mean,
yeah,
you can back down. Bye. You can back down at any point. All the players at my table have the ability to just leave whenever they want. None of these people are hostage. But also, it'll be a weird time to back down, considering you've streamed many times before.
Yeah, I'm good, though. I just need a hug.
I would send you hugs, but I've got a social distance, which is the only reason I can't come to America and hug you.
Look, lame. I got swabbed for COVID and I am clean as a
Clean person.
Whistle. You normally say whistle for some reason, even though they're notoriously gross because people put their mouths on them.
I didn't remember the word halfway through the phrase, and I tried my best.
You did. And because Brie tried her best, she can have a point.
Wait, do I have fate points?
Yeah, you have fate points.
How many do I have?
Did I get one for being your favorite and being the only person to have your back?
That was just a regular point, not a fate point.
Ah,
default is 3.
Did you say 3?
Default is 3.
Default. Then 3. You can have 3. There we go. I'm really good at GMing. Thanks, Kath. I love you so much. Also, it's worth noting that when genning these characters, I didn't use any of my fate books. I, in fact, used a document that Kath made for another game that laid out how to gen characters, and I just stole that. So thanks.
I want that too. Send that to me. I want to steal it. Can I steal it?
Sure, I'll send it later. I mean, it's for a cyberpunk setting, but yeah.
Yeah, well, cyberpunk, Star Trek.
I just want it.
But thank you for being involved in my life, everyone. I got distracted again.
This is game, not your therapy.
You actually my games are not in fact my therapy. Okay, scrap it all. You're going to rescue my space boyfriend. It's happening.
I object.
No, you're going to Cardassia to rescue my boyfriend. Forget everything we previously said.
Okay, I guess I'll stop being Russian.
Yeah, so as I'm dragging myself back on track, shut up! I can get on track if I want. No, shut up! Nobody interrupt me and I can do this. Fuck off! Elsbeth and Brie aren't new. I'm pointing to the side because I'm on Zoom, but I'm aware that Elsbeth and Zoom, hello, are new to the Iskandar business, but also are new to the world of Star Trek. And so when I approached them and I promised, hey, I want to run a Star Trek one shot and I need 2 people in it who might not know a huge amount about the setting because you're not going to be on a starship, they were like, great, sign us up. Now tell us everything about Star Trek. No, they didn't do that because that would have
taken. And to your credit, you did a very good job summing up all of Star Trek in like 40 minutes.
If it helps.
That was good. I'm pulling up my notes right now.
Yeah, I have notes.
To anyone listening, which I hope
someone is a lizard person on steroids. That's in my notes. I don't know who that is.
In fact, sum up all of Star Trek. I summed up like the end of Deep Space Nine. But okay, I will accept this as what I did. I'm a big fan, but mostly because of the setting. I was obviously setting up the Dominion War situations, and the setting you will know as we go forward. That being said, I see you, Hinderkinder, lurking in the chat. I see you also, Aid Brigade, hiding, but you don't want to be dogpiled by the Hinderkinder. Yes, I will be. Go get Lawful Mike immediately. Message him. Tell him he must be here. I will be running Helps and Hinders this session because it is a one-shot. I cannot promise their perhaps full effectiveness, but I can at least keep them coming and going. I'm aware that things get a little bit wacky. But don't spend any now. If you spend them now, I won't see them and I won't include them because I have too much on my brain. But also, I tend to miss them because I'm GMing. So if someone puts helps or hinders in the game, then yell about it in the chat so that I can see it. I might miss it. I probably will miss it because I know who I am and I'm being honest with you at this moment in time. So yeah, just let me know. I will trust you. It's time for trust. Kath, what? Yes?
I was going to ask a question related to helps and hinders. Do you use them in the way I did, where we can also use where we can use them for like statistical bonuses, and you can use them for bonuses against us, as opposed to just the general narrative thing? It makes them easier to spend.
Yeah,
so
like
spending.
Spend them, and I will decide what I'm doing. Brie, you've seen a ghost, or you've just remembered you have somewhere else to be?
A beach in Mexico would be nice, but no. I was just sitting here.
Okay.
I forgot I was streaming.
Became startled for your own Some people manage anxiety in different ways. Brie becomes like a Regency lady startled by the news from the front.
Look, just sometimes I forget there's an audience and I was just listening to you, my friends having fun, and I'm just in the moment, and It's okay.
It's
Let's play
horrifying.
this game,
Be
please.
this can easily be confused for social interaction.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Oh,
But
it
I
is.
wanted
So,
to,
like, it's very
I wanted
confusing.
I wanted to check in and just make sure that something terrible happened.
No, I am okay. So last week, 2 weeks ago, I just in a fit of rage just chopped off my hair, and it's all uneven and ridiculous, so it doesn't stay in buns. And
That's cute.
well, thank you, but that's not how I feel about it. So
Okay.
sometimes if I'm just constantly touching my hair, that's what's happening. But I don't.
Where'd it go?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay, I'm really glad
Okay.
you're okay. And I'm really glad that while you were not feeling great, I added extra pressure by drawing attention to it, and we're out now all talking about it. And the
It's
chat's
okay.
talking about it, and I've got two.
We're
so-
friends, though. They're all friends with us, right?
So it's worth noting,
Parasocial relationships. are great.
Interiority did drop a moderate hinder on me just making you anxious for the whole game because he's a monster and has
you-
moved on to meta torture.
I thought we were friends, Interiority. Fine. I hate you too. Bye.
This is how the Hinderkinder shows their affection. Like
I know.
cats.
Doesn't it feel so good? They care enough to hurt us.
He's come up to you and like booked your face really hard. You're like, ow, thank you, I love you too.
That's
I'm
just
so
normal friendship.
overwhelmed by the immediate inter communication between people who are watching and us. I've never had this before, and people are like talking and we're talking, and it's a lot of talking. I have like 4 chats open.
So
A lot.
Eventually, we'll play the game.
I'm
Eventually,
going
we'll
to
play
get
it.
into it, but I'm really sorry. I also need to point out, while recording Outstanding, the character profile's dropping on Monday. Get a look in. Bree and I often fell into the trap of being streamers who would be like, you know, what do you do? Do you go through the door? I'd be like, oh, it's a visual medium. Like it's not a visual medium. It's a podcast. Please don't. And as you know, in streams, everyone's sometimes all talking at once because we're trying to get stuff done. And then Elsbeth was like, please God, don't all talk at once. This is a podcast, this is a library. How dare you? And so now I'm like, Elsbeth, welcome to my world where 800 things are happening at once. Like,
I'm fine with it.
so welcoming Dr. Lou Sutcliffe at the Surrogate Aid Brigade Commander, Brevet Commander in the field. Welcome to bring the aids to these people. Oh God, no, I take that back. Welcome to bring the assistance to these people. I'm so sorry.
Jesus.
I didn't mean it. It literally fell out, and I
Wait,
apologize.
I have a sign. I'm
It's not what
ready.
you meant. I know. Well, I can't read your sign, so.
Thanks, I hate it. I
Okay.
love that. I saw the word hate, and I just know. Anyway, so with the war in the chat continuing, let me get us to screaming to the actual point.
God, chat is on fire today.
So, for those of you who need some catching up on the setting, you may well remember that there was a little thing in the last 5 years called the Dominion War, which raged across the quadrant of the galaxy, involving the arrival of the Dominion through a wormhole in space to decide that they quite liked this bit of space and that they wanted it. Some people, like the Federation, hooray, the Klingons,
Ooh.
hooray, the
Ooh.
Romulans, decided, no, hang on, we live here. We'd rather you didn't take all of our stuff. And they went, what do you think, the Cardassians? And the Cardassians went, these Dominion guys seem to be winning. Maybe they have the right sort of attitude going on. And as the war raged on, plenty of places and people were lost in the conflict. During which time as well, parts of what had normally been, I'm aware that for anyone that knows the Star Trek setting, I'm massively abbreviating. Parts of what had nominally been either Federation space or neutral space ended up in Cardassian hands, and the humans that lived there were none too happy about the situation of being basically told, this is all Cardassian now, so put up, shut up, or get out. And they decided to form a little known terrorist or freedom fighter organization called the Maquis, all of whom perished in the conflict, much to the chagrin of the people that they protected. But in the process of the Dominion War, spoilers, Cardassia did not do very well. although they effectively did a heel-face turn at the end and sided with the powers of not the Dominion, in the process, through my research, Kath and I discovered that a utterly ludicrous number of people died. Like, of the whole war, about like 98% of the people who died in the last 3 days in Cardassian space. The last hours. So after losing millions of people, Cardassia stopped being quite so interested in the struggles of the people on their border territories and started focusing more on their central worlds. The Cardassian Empire has seen better days, which is where we will find our heroes for today, for our protagonists for today. All of them find themselves in a ship together. It's a clunky, more of a transport ship than any of the sleek vessels we see on Star Trek, and a lot is being done in the first, few minutes of the credits and the setup to indicate that this is not what we've come to expect from the show Star Trek Iskandar. They definitely, although it's not comically beaten up, it's definitely a ship that's quite old and has seen better days. It is clearly heavily plated for traveling through less safe parts of space. And you will see the setup of there is a belt of planets and scattered through a few systems. Some of them attached to gas giants, some of them are kind of frozen rock worlds, wherein a group of a large community of people effectively mine these moons, asteroids, etc., for resources. And this will be set up as being a mining ship or a transport of mining vessels. And you will see our three main characters sat in this ship. You can see Lara, who is sat in the pilot's seat, obviously focusing on the way that the ship is going. Next to her in the co-pilot seat is Vitali, who is looking through some documents, clearly maps, while focusing also on which way they're going. And sat several seats back is Evelina, who is chilling, not having anything to do with the flying of the ship.
Is there a window?
Yeah, it's not a very big window and it's not very nice, but it's probably like a meter thick, but it's definitely more of a viewing port than a pleasant window.
Definitely have zoned out, just staring out the window at all the stars. And
as they are pulling away from the system that they are currently in, you see a place setting for the asteroid, really, that orbits a gas giant, which says Karaya Minor. And for the players, Vitali has picked up Evelina and Lara, and you are heading to your location. So I won't ask for a roll, but Lara effectively punches in, the coordinates that she's given, and you begin your journey. I know that there is art for these characters, lovingly crafted by our very own Lazy Honeybee. But would you care to describe your characters' sort of postures and attitudes going forward? You don't have to talk about what you're doing, but just the misc headspace that would be visible on your character's face.
I'll go start.
Thanks, Bray.
So, Evelina is very much sheltered from a lot, but she's very curious all the time. So everything is interesting. And I think you can see that just by always words I shouldn't have started. I'm just noticing everything. I'm looking at all the details, even like if something on the ship moves or clunks or something, she'll just notice it and then go back to looking at where they're going, or like at one point rubbing a hand on the window and like seeing the dust and then like scraping it off just, to keep it clean. But I think it's all very interesting. And if you can see the art, I don't know, she looks like she doesn't care about herself. She cares about everything else happening around her. The end.
Curious and engaged. Okay, next up, Lara.
So flying is my happy place. Flying is my safe place. So at the helm, at the what are we calling it?
You can say helm.
Yeah, helm.
Cockpit,
Yeah, I sink into my chair. My shoulders sort of roll back and I just gaze out into the expanse and sort of get in the zone, right? Like there's not a lot of distraction. So in those ways, I'm opposite of Evelina. I get very singularly focused on the task ahead and it relaxes me.
Excellent. And Vitali.
Yeah, Vitali has got that kind of languid confidence. So he's leaning back. He might like have a boot up somewhere, but it's kind of very much the sort of person who can expand his presence to fill a room without tension. So he's looking very intent, but calm.
Excellent. And so in that moment, the ship takes off and goes into warp, having safely left the system. It's hard to tell from the animation of it because, the effects are all very good, but it's very clear that going to warp is much more of an effort for this ship than for any of the vessels that Starfleet commands. And as you are in warp, Lara is able to put the ship just to auto and sit back away from the panel.
And as I do, I still keep my eyes out there because the auto on this ship is not as good as I would have hoped that it would be, and I have to stay alert anyway. But at least I can sort of open my world up a little bit once I'm less engaged.
Okay, it's very good. We're not going to be too long now?
No, shouldn't be. I mean, sluggy start, but we're on our way.
It's fine, so long as we get there. We can take this slow. There is no need to rush.
Where's Evelina?
She's back. It's fine. Small ship. She's nowhere for her to go.
You'd be surprised the things she finds and gets into.
Is there something I could have gotten into by now?
Stuck in a closet.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a cupboard. There are two cupboards, one on either side, kind of like lockers. Pick left or right. Will depend on which ones you rummage in, which ones you are caught rummaging in.
Right side. What's in the right side?
Like having just snuck past the door, Sable is very disappointed because he always picks left. So you pick right, and owing to a minor hinder from the Hinderkinder, I'm going to say that there is a quantity of storage lockers. Some of them have got stuff in them, some of them don't. Storage bins, sorry. And you went to see what was in them, but because some idiot decided to ignore proper storage and stacked the empty ones on the bottom and the full ones on the top, the whole lot comes crashing out on you pretty much at the moment when the two pilots look to see where you are, and you are covered in misc parts.
Or no, she can find trouble quite quick. That's a good start.
Skills she has.
Sorry.
Evie,
Yeah.
you okay back there?
No.
What'd you find?
Well, I was hoping for snacks or something, but
I think that's the storage cupboard. I think that's for spare parts.
yeah. I'm gonna put this up now.
Okay, you stack it all up. We don't want mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Keep your busy hands, clearly. Idle hands dangerous with that one.
Idle everything with that one. Love her. She's great.
It'll be fine. You see.
Just every now and then you're hearing like little tiny grunts of sadness.
You're not.
And
you're
something
not going
else
to help
falls.
her? You're not going to help her?
Hmm.
Or is this lesson she needs to learn?
No, yeah, I'll go. I'm going. Would you just keep an eye on this?
I watch it, it's fine.
I have a question for Vitaly.
Yes.
Obviously, you three have come together on a sort of no surnames basis. Vitaly's picked you two for your various skills. Are you aware of the relationship between the two people you've picked?
That's going to depend on, like, obviously they know each other. So I think it's down to them of have they made it clear.
I think it was Evelina's idea to try and be sneaky.
Neat.
And Lara's gonna go along with Evie, okay, we'll try. I don't see this going well, but I will give it my best for you.
Definitely professional colleagues is good.
Yes.
Help.
And I'm just gonna get out of my chair and like run over and catch whatever it is that you.
Yeah, it's boxes of like things to be mended or things to be used to be broken down for other things. A lot of these parts are very greasy. It's a whole mess. Someone clearly shoved this all in the cupboard last minute. But while you're helping her, you will spot sort of in the bottom of the locker, as it were, with some like spare sort of outfits and boots and things, because this ship does not have a replicator. These people have spare clothes that they've mended. You will see a small tub that is sealed around the top, and inspecting it closer, you can see that within a bag of within are a whole bunch of like salted crackers that are a popular snack food in this area because they are kind of dense and quite nutritious, but a little bit salty. So like if you're really hungry, they're just nice to eat. They're calorie dense, but sort of vitamin light.
Can I take one?
And on the side, of course, you see the person whose lunch has been half inched, and it of course is Mr. Bowman, who sent Evelina snacks.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm like covered in grease, holding things and like just like a crumbs, because of course.
And she's got like grease on her face from like trying to catch the boxes and everything, and I'm just gonna reach up and try to zhuzh it off. Like you do.
Yeah, we're gonna be subtle, say.
I'm in a corner, and I never wanted this. She my boo, and I'm fine with it. She was like, let's be professional. I'm like, okay, babe, whatever you say.
That's
The
a
first
4
thing
on my notice.
Yeah, a 4 on your notice. Like, sure, these two are deeply professional. This one tenderly rubbing dirt off the other's cheek while the other makes eyes at her.
They are girls, they are friends. It's gal pals.
Just girls being pals in space.
I'm
pretty sure that's what everyone does, right? Super profesh.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm just gonna like linger there for a second and just be like, you gotta keep it together, okay?
Yeah. I got this. I'll just put the last box in place. Sorry. I'm gonna go sit down now.
You're doing great. Don't get sad. You're doing great. We're almost there. And then you get to do your thing.
Okay, but
and then
be sneaky.
I'm so sneaky. I'm gonna go sit. And I'm just gonna like, my instinct is to show her physical affection, and I'm not going to, but the instinct is there, and then I turn and walk back to my chair.
Do you do
Evelina
the, like,
counts
extended hand that then becomes like...
And then I like count to 3, but like my mouth is moving, like, 1, 2, and then follow, like, like we weren't immediately in the cupboard together.
We're doing great.
Vitaly, looking at the dashboard, as you are, ignoring the terrible subtext happening behind you.
Oh, I'm ignoring it.
So pointedly ignoring it, you see that you are on the right route, but that something is flashing up on the scanners. It's not quite radar, but it is the equivalent of radar to the hypertech of Starfleet, where it's basically just going, there is something that is not expected coming.
Low levels.
You should be aware of that.
Lada, there's something something on sensors. Do not relax. There's just something on sensors, but we must take alerts, keep double check what it is, and see if it's something we want to give a wide berth.
And this is exactly the reason that Laura never gets out of her chair.
Just not bad.
So I'm back in my chair, and I'm gonna. How does this work? I want to examine closer.
I would like you to make me an operations check.
That is a 4.
A +4?
Sure. It's a 6 and a 2. I'm new to fate, y'all.
Which one's the negative dice?
The blue. So
Okay.
It's a 6 minus a 2.
Plus
I
your
don't know.
score in operations.
I don't
Plus
have
1.
one.
Yeah, you do. +1.
That's engineering. Plus
Engineering, stealth, operations, and
one. Okay,
notice.
plus 1. So it's a 5.
I'm really glad to have suddenly opened up a whole new world of skills for you on the next line.
I didn't understand how it worked, and now I
didn't
sort of
use commas.
understand
I apologize.
how it works. Yes.
I apologize
I thought
for
that was
thinking
one
that-
long sentence. I was like, boy, I have no idea what this means. But,
I apologize
okay.
for thinking that you had a +3 in athletics burglary.
That's what I thought.
Which is great. And now
Like, I was like, this is some Casino Royale shit right here.
You are
Kung
right,
Fu
okay.
parkour.
Right now, I want you to give a character athletics burglary. I want you to do it, and I want you to tell me about it. So thank you very much. Yes, Ian, we are using fate because I'm a hack and I can only use fate.
I'm literally crying. Yes, then it's a 5.
Great. I mean, a 4 would have been enough, but I'm glad you got a 5.
I'm glad I understand what my stats are now. It's the most
I'm a
important
good
part.
GM. I did it. I explained. Yeah. So you can see coming up on the scanners that you are coming up to a collection of objects that are quite a distance apart, but you definitely can't warp through this part of space. So dropping out of warp, for, as you know, as a very good pilot, there are the 2 types of ways of flying a starship. There is warp, where you go super quick to the place, and then there is impulse, which is where you're effectively like dooting about with your ship's power and not basically teleporting. So you drop to impulse power, and you can see on your chart, effectively it opens up into the area that you're in space, because you know that your scanners while at warp are crap, and you realize that there is a fairly regular net of mechanical or man-made objects across this part of space.
I'm going to slow down as much as I am able to, just to give myself as much room to mess up as possible. And Vitaly, it's like stuff. There's just stuff, but it's not space stuff. Someone left stuff here, put stuff here.
Is this?
Do you see this?
Yes, I'm seeing this. Is this debris? Is there been options if this is not stellar mass, is debris from ship or someone's jettisoned cargo? Maybe. So slow down. We take a look. We might need to avoid it, or maybe there's something of use here.
I mean, maybe. Can we tell if it's intentionally left or accidental, just like debris?
Make me an investigation check.
That's a -3.
With your investigation check as it is, you look at that and you think it could be anything, but since there has been a war, it's probably just space debris. Like, it's definitely, like, you're not detecting like asteroids, you're definitely detecting metal parts and ship parts and that sort of stuff. But because space is much further apart than Star Trek likes to remind us, you can't see anything out of your ship's window, so you can't confirm that. But you're not sure.
Yeah, it's really hard to make out, but it does look to be some kind of debris. I'm going to try to work my way around it.
We maneuver through. We return to warp. Keep an eye out on the way. Make sure no one is lying in wait for us. See if there's anything we can get out of this. It's good. Hey, I brought you on to be good pilot. You're going to be a good pilot.
I'm a good pilot, but not great with the identifying space junk.
That's fine. Space junk is not our destination.
Space junk?
There's some space junk out there. It's probably old ship got boom long ago, so nothing much to worry about. But
I'm now glued to the window.
Let me know if you see anything. Check if you see hunk of metal. Let us know what color it is. If it's silver, could be Starfleet ship remains. If it's yellow, could be or bronzy, could be Cardassian ship remains. If it's I suppose purple. If it's purpley, could be Dominion. Who knows?
Ooh, now I'm gonna look for colors because that is easy.
Green is the Romulan or Klingon, but less likely in this area.
I barely know what any of that is.
That's fine. If we find them, I tell you.
Okay.
And I'm just going to drop into zone and not try to identify any space junk, but maneuver around. So
I am co-pilot. I will try to identify space junk.
Nice. You are muted, my love.
I was talking to myself.
Good.
Forgot I was jamming. So what a lovely day. So I would like 3 rolls from you separately. That's clunkiest way I've ever said that. From Evelina, I would like a notice check. From Lara, I would like a pilot check. And from Vitali,
engineering?
Yeah, Vitali. I think I want an engineering check.
Because I do not have operations, so.
Evelina, bless your dice. You did poor, my love. What's your plus on that?
1.
Oh, you got a 2. No, you got, yes, 2. And I got a 1.
You got a 2, you got a 1, Vitali? 2. Okay, so now here comes the joy of me applying penalties to you while you're going, bitches. So I think the timing for this is that Evelina, you're looking out the window and you think you see some of the debris in the distance, and you will grab for an item that you have is a little zoom thing so that you can pop it against the window and be like, oh no, look, because everything is far away because you're in space. So you're zooming in on it, and you're looking for the colors in particular. You don't recognize any immediate colors. It looks just gray, which is hard to focus in on against the vacuum of space. So you are zooming and looking. All the while, Lara, you are piloting, and you're fairly confident that there's a sort of, as it were, a tight bit of some of this debris that just kind of passes into your scanner, your immediate scanner range, and you think, okay, I can skirt that pretty easily. And in that moment, Vitaly, you notice something has made contact with the ship. Like you're flying at whatever low impulse is, 1,000 miles an hour or something completely basic in space. Something kind of dunks it. I always forget how fast you have to go to get around space, and it frightens me so much. So something dunks against the hull, and you and it registers as like, oh, collision, but nothing seems to be damaged.
Oof.
What was that?
Minor impact, nothing. Just bounced off the hull. Is something. It was very small on sensors. I think you missed it. It's fine. Minor debris, space debris. We're checking our systems. We're fine. Take it slow.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep on slow then.
Yeah. You are skirting your way around, and another lot of this debris comes up into your scanner radius, and you skirt around it the other way. All while Evelina is having to like focus in on this stuff through the window, while also like managing. And I'm going to say that
Her
with
anxiety.
I mean, yeah.
What am I managing?
Wouldn't I just say that you were all tired and Russian? Isn't that the only answer to this game? With another minor help from the Aid Brigade and Monsieur Bowman, I'm going to say that you are able to focus in on it enough that you effectively get a lock on it, and you're thinking, that's weird. I don't recognize this. What kind of debris could this be? Is it part of a ship? Like, you know a lot about ship anatomy, so you're like, what part of a ship could this be? You deduce that it is not part of a ship, and you know that moment in your heart, sorry, anxiety people, that you realize something is amiss the moment you realize what something is, that you literally drop your lens to the it doesn't break, but to the bit behind you, when you realize that is a contact mine.
That is a contact mine. Uh-oh, is it too late?
Thanks a lot. We have already made contact, no?
That is on us. That is on the hull. That is stuck on hull. How does this work? Okay. All right. Important thing. We need to know what it is. I'm going to check. Focus on flying, Lara. It's fine. You focus on flying. I'm going to run another scan of our systems, confirm it, see what will set it off.
I would like a check, please, from Vitaly.
Engineering check.
I'm gonna pick up my little lens back on the floor and like dust it off and just panic.
It's 3.
It's 3.
Did you say 3?
3, yes. You can't understand through my Russian accent.
Very good.
So you zone in on the location of the thing with ease and with confidence. With one of the minor hinders that is currently in my bank of hinders, you realize that it is attached to the engine. Because you remember that lore-wise, this is there are lots of these minefields around Cardassian space that are attracted to warp signatures and impulse signatures, because that's the way that you knock a ship out in space.
What will make it go off?
It should have gone off already. They attach and they detonate. That is the order of events.
And it has already attached.
You should have this. It's old. It must be damaged. It's not gone off, but it's still on our hull. As a rule, things that go boom attached to hull is bad. Okay, keep flying. I think maybe once we are cleared, I may suit up, go remove it from hull, but I will not do that while delicate navigation process is going on.
With a minor help that has been received, I am going to give some knowledge to the party to be distributed as you see fit. You know that flying, going to warp, which you'll have to do after this field if you get to the place, will undoubtedly set this thing off. You also know that there is a way to detach it without leaving the ship, because it was a common Maquis tactic. It's not elegant, but will involve doing a lot of shit with hull magnetization, because it is attached with magnetization, quite simply. But you know that you need to do it as soon as possible, or it's already too late.
We cannot go to warp with this. Keep flying. Evalina, how good are you with technology, with ship systems?
Super good.
Excellent. What we are going to try to do then is we are going to try to change the polarization of the hull. So that will probably require a certain amount of changing the power flow from maybe from the grab plating. That could do.
So Bree, the player, would like to do something dramatic, but I don't know if it's a thing in Star Trek. Do I have like
shit up?
Okay, cool. I'm gonna pull out like a little wrench. It's personalized. I've carved my name into it, and it's my favorite thing. I'm gonna pull it out and be like, yes.
Because you're in space, it'll obviously have like bits and like a button and like another bit that no one knows what it does, because you're doing technology. It'll have magnets involved, and
it's got a flower. It's got a flower wrapped around it, because of course it does.
It's because you're a wuss. I'm sorry, I should point out, everyone, Bree's one of my best friends. I can mock her. Today, Bree will be playing the role of Mike, apparently, and people we bully for no reason.
Hyperspanner.
It's cute.
The hyperspanner, and I love you. However, because I love you, Kath, could you answer me a question?
Yes.
Who is the engineer aboard the USS Iskandar?
That is Adam Strange.
And who plays Adam Strange?
Commodore McFucking Biscuits.
So, with a hinder from Commodore McBiscuits, a noise is going to sound from the panel in front of Vitaly, and Lara, while she's delicately trying to maneuver around another one of these piles of debris, desperate to not get another mine on, it will start flashing, indicating that there is a takeover happening, where something is clearly drilling into the hull of the ship, and you realize that you have about 2 minutes before it breaches the hull and detonates.
Oh no, it's very bad. Right, you need to, Evalina, you need to do this right away. Get to work, change the polarization. I am going to try to do something to buy you more time.
I'm gonna try to stay flying.
Fly cool. You chill like winter. It's nice.
She has sunglasses that were just here like aviators for no reason, and they're on now.
Vital. That'll help you fly better.
In the dark of space.
They've clearly got some like heads-up display shit.
Yeah, it's polarizing so that you can see better through the windscreen.
It just makes me feel better.
So that alarm is going to be blaring, and for the purposes of the characters, there will be a rapid timer counting down. For the benefit of players, I will not be fizz-wrapping this happening.
Thanks. Please don't.
But you are under a time pressure, IC. You are not under that same time pressure, OC.
Okay. So I wanted to reverse the polarization of the ship, and I want to tag an aspect for this.
Bring it.
My eye for detail. So I'm going to narrowly focus on the only thing that needs to happen. So to me, that loud blaring, I don't even notice it.
I'm gonna say what you do is the console and all the stuff up front is for ship's operations, but these old shuttles, you've taken apart more than you can count, and you know that towards the back there's a big panel you can rip off, which will give you effectively direct access to the engineering stuff. It's not elegant, and it's really messy, and it looks like crap, but this shit like the back of your hand, so that you can hone in on the bit you need. Kath, yes.
I'd like to try to assist her. I want to utilize my engineering to create an advantage, which will be feed direct information feed as I monitor ship systems, and feed that to her little techie tricorder pad or whatever she's using. So she will be able to use that to get a better result. Bait!
So here is what I would like. I would like an engineering check from Vitaly, and I would like a piloting check from Laura, please. I keep pronouncing it the Spanish way, but I should like it.
Lara. I have a 3.
+3? Dope. +3 and +2. Very well. Make your roll of an engineering roll, Bree, and since you tagged an aspect, you can have a +2, or re-roll it if you hate it.
I can theoretically use my...
You got a 1 on the dice, Boo.
Okay, but I have a +5 to that, so it's a 6.
There you go.
Plus the bonuses I was applying from the engineering roll and the pilot check. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to say, Vitaly, you are impressed in a sort of surprised fashion. Lara, you are proud as punch, as like having obviously shown that she's a little bit stressed. Evelina goes, okay. Then basically goes to the wall, does a few things, rips off a panel, and like shoves her arm into like a mess of tubes. And like while the countdown is happening, like not even close to the wire, it ticks about halfway down, and then suddenly there is a like a sort of a Faraday cage effect as like all the walls briefly look like they are electricked. And Lara, I'd like another piloting check from you, please, which I will be applying penalties to as I tag the ship's aspect. Suddenly all full of magnets and shit. I can't write aspect.
A 4.
Oh,
She got a 4.
So effectively what happens is that the ship for about a split second just turns off, and you are like literally shunted forward an amount. And the first thing that comes back online is the steering. And basically you are able to, while momentum is hurtling you through this minefield, you are able to duck around another one of these such mines, which the camera outside the ship will show that you are so close to getting magnetized on by these mines. And then like you are diving out of the minefield just as the ship systems all come back online very slowly, and the lights come on last, and you are able to get yourself up, and we see you away from the minefield.
Is there like a communicator? Do we have communicators
I should make
on
it
our
very
person?
clear. This is not a big enough ship that you can't just go, "Hey, that was great." Like this is, I should disabuse anyone of the notion that there are like 3 rooms on this ship.
Great, fantastic. Then I'm just gonna yell. I don't know what that was, but we're through it. Don't do it again.
Haha, it's good. It's very good. Great work. See, that is what happens. They are shoddy Cardassian mines. They don't work properly, and then we come in with a good old bit of belted ingenuity. And
I'm definitely gonna come over for high fives, but of course my hands are covered in crap.
you get high five.
Yeah, I'll go for the high five anyway, and then
I
it
love
goes
this.
on the pants with the rest of the grease.
Yeah. Look, none of you are coming out of this clean. It's fine. This is the grimy one
No.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, good work, and that you are taking yourself forward. And Laura, you think that looking at the panel, given the coordinates that Vitaly gave you, you think you should be arriving there in about 10 minutes. You know, or as long as it takes for you to have a discussion about what you're going to do when you get there. But you don't believe anything is going to pop up on your, well, nothing seems to be popping up on your screen to go, what up? Secret second minefield coming up.
Yeah, I hope not. So what's the plan now? What's the plan?
Do we have ETA?
Should be about 10 minutes.
It's good.
If everything goes according to plan.
Everything will go according to plan, and if not, we make new plan.
I like this. I like this guy.
I was just gonna say, I feel so comforted so quickly.
So
I'm gonna sit back a little bit easier.
So we get to destination. GM, tell us about destination.
I would just like to
Universe.
Hello.
Hello.
I am the universe. Just so I know, what is and isn't Vitaly going to tell them? Is Vitaly going to lay out everything or most of the thing?
Most of the thing.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
No, I just meant more like,
Illusion. Universe.
I meant more like, am I gonna like drop everything on you, or just the bits you need to know to begin with? So you don't tell them about the secret second minefield. Okay, good.
No.
So what you know is, effectively Vitaly will be explaining, while like this crew would really love you to be shown like a whole bunch of fancy graphics that he's got for like a heist, but mostly it's like a pad and like some really bad diagrams and like another pad. And
he's
just
apparently
like
a terrible artist with like stick figure paint doodles on it.
or like
Doctor's handwriting.
Or clearly he's setting up like stuff and debris from the junk, and he's like, so this is this, and then we are this coffee cup.
That's it. That's definitely it.
Grabs one of the crackers from Evelina, like, okay, this should be the minefield. Yeah. So effectively, what is happening is you are arriving at. You are now in Cardassian space. Like you have left the neutral zone. It's the border is a little bit wibbly, but basically you cross the minefield, you're in Cardassian space. So you are going to a decommissioned Cardassian outpost that was decommissioned long before the Dominion War actually started, because they either moved to a more upgraded thing or it was just too far outside their reach to really care. And it was known to be a place that the Marquis used to drop off stuff, refuel. It wasn't so much a safe house because obviously the Cardassians knew it was there, but it was more of a drop in, get some stuff, drop out again. It is basically still on the edge of the Cardassian sphere of influence, and Vitaly has heard through various means and methods that there are a lot of supplies there, and there might even be some replication technology that can be salvaged and taken back to the mining belt, the miners as it's called, because it's all small planets. That wasn't my joke, someone in the chat made that, but I'm going to do it now. What it will involve is landing your ship. He doesn't think that the security systems will be active, but also that some people have rumored that the Cardassians were like going over all their old stuff recently for some reason. People have seen Cardassian ships flying around to places in the neutral zone that used to be Cardassian, or they're basically doing a once over of all of their old outposts. So he's confident that it isn't. Yeah, Kath, I wonder why that's happened. I wonder why there might be
accidentally a war crime there.
I wonder why they might be shredding all their records at the moment. But that he is confident that it's not been re-established as an outpost. So he wants you both to come there. Lara, because she's has a reputation as being a very good pilot, which she's obviously proven that you needed a good pilot to get through that fucking minefield. And Evelina, because either there is going to be a security system that needs to be at least analyzed to see if it can be broken, and definitely to make a check of what is still there and what can be salvaged. So given the schematics you have, which are very out of date and not great, it will involve landing the ship in one of a couple of potential places, vacating the ship, making a dynamic risk assessment of the potential dangers of the situation, half-inching as much stuff as you can, and getting back on. Because if the security systems are active, then even if they're not harmful to you, they will be telling Cardassians that someone is there. And therefore you will be on a strict timer to like yoink and flee.
And we're not expecting there to be any people on the planet. It is an abandoned outpost. Cool. To the best of our knowledge, yeah. So it's simple. We get in, we check what security is there, we deal with what security is there, we grab what we can, and we make out like, very polite and mostly legal bandits. It's only Cardassian laws, they don't count.
No. Question for the universe. If someone were to see our ship, would they know if we are or are not supposed to be there, or is no one supposed to be there, period?
So I imagine, because nobody is really supposed to be there, and your ship does not look obviously Cardassian. If someone saw a Cardassian ship landing there, they'd probably go, I don't give a fuck, what's the point of that? But like if you see a beaten up shonky vehicle parked in a lay-by, you're automatically going to go, that looks chonky, what are they doing over there? Whereas if you see I don't know, a farm vehicle, you go, they're probably doing farm stuff. I'm not stressed. So you will draw a lot of attention if someone sees you, but also the chances of someone seeing you are rare because you are far away from it.
Great.
So hopefully all be quiet. Nobody there to see us, nobody there to interrupt, and then when this is over, we find somewhere nice to celebrate. You know, I would say Tahiti, but who wants to go to Earth? Far too busy.
Yeah, I think I see a quiet landing spot over in the corner there.
So, Lara, I would like all of you to make me a check that you would feel is relevant to where you land, because some places are going to be tactically good to land because they will be away from the perceived sources of security and engine and the tech systems. Some of them will be safe because they're far away. Some of them will be the closest to the potential concentrations of stuff. Like, bits will have been circled just saying, we reckon that this might be where the power source is, which will be good for looting. This is where I think the crate is, which will be good for looting. So what you think you might be looking for in a good landing spot. Safety, tech.
Can I use burglary?
Yep, burglary is good.
Can I use deceive burglary?
Is that your second skill?
Actually, it's fight deceive burglary, so there's a lot going on.
I want to use my engineering one because this ship just went through a lot.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to use stealth because I'm just trying to get down quietly and sneaky.
Magnificent. Hey, darling, do you want me to roll for you? I've just realized I'm not doing any rolling this session. I can roll for you.
Yeah, roll for me.
You will totally roll something at some point.
Sorry, Brie.
I have a +3 though.
Okay, well, I rolled you a -3.
Okay, well, the 0.
But I used my cool swords dice.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Did those get you fucking shot?
Twice.
Oh my god, don't use those.
Actually, the first time you
Anyone's
wouldn't have used those.
So a 3, a 1, and a 0. Okay. So Evelina, looking at the map, you look at all the places that you could be landing for, like ship integrity, but fundamentally, the place where you could land, which is the dock, is almost certainly going to be, if there are security bits activated there, and you won't be able to find out if they're active without landing the ship. So it's kind of a...
Well, I don't know where we should go, but not there for sure.
That's good.
Hey.
Knowing what bad is still
What did
useful.
Stealth Squad get? 1. Okay, so there are some bits, you think that the best way to go undetected would be to land on basically the opposite side of the base, because it's on a little space rock. But then that would involve quite a bit of travel by foot through like some of the tunnel bits that reach to it, which, while safer and stealthier, would involve having to carry whatever you find back to the ship. And burglary squad 3. Oh, burglar of my heart. I'd read that. It would be great.
Burglar is not a good word though for that context.
Burglar.
Burglar. It's not a sexy word.
Yeah, you reckon that if you land, taking on the advice of the other two, that if you land, there are a couple of spots you can see that are near to places of particular interest to you that have been circled, and you reckon that even if the security system is active, it will mean that you can effectively like load everything onto the back of the shuttle and get out in time. But that will be a bit of a risk because it relies on no Cardassian ships being in the area, and your scanners can't pick them up, but you're also aware that your scanners only go so far. But it will guarantee you a payload of some sort or another.
Vitaly, how big is the stuff we're trying to make out with here?
It somewhat depends on what we find, but I'm expecting at minimum big crate, big packing crate. At
so carrying it on foot is
not great. That will minimize as much. We will be able to get bare minimum out if we have to hike. But I'd rather,
Please don't make me walk.
It's worth noting for planning purposes is that you will obviously have like a couple of like those mag trolleys that you can like get stuff on and like yeet it. You have to like meet you it back to the chapel.
But that would limit as much as we can bring. I'm thinking if we go here in this spot, instant access, very good for in and out, very good for access to the supply section, and we can get everything that we need. Now, if we get unlucky, we will be spotted there. I cannot lie to you, but makes it quick, makes it in and out, easier to deal with the security systems from safety of ship if it goes bad. So I say we take the risky option, have just a little bit of faith in our fabulous engineer, in our excellent pilot to get us in undetected. And it will all go smooth, no?
That's a lot of words for yes.
I can do it.
We're doing it.
Can.
Yeah, we can do it.
Of course you both can. Izzy.
You're muted again.
I was just so happy watching your roleplay. So as this lovely moment of solidarity happens, a little thing will flash up on the console. And because this isn't a super technological ship, there are only so many noises it can make. So for a second you will jump as it makes a kind of noise, but then you realize it's just the one saying, "We're arriving at the place you said we should be arriving at." And you're like, thanks ship. That sounded like a problem.
Did your ship come with heart attack alarms? Is that featured? Is that program?
That's my fault.
A little cranky.
It's your fault. You like heart attack. It keep you on toes.
No, just one time I was eating and it got some jelly stuck in one of the panels. As soon as we find a new panel, I can have a whole array of alarms. But for right now, we have the one.
The alarm that is on sugar high. Great.
Yes.
It's better than no alarms.
That is true, although sometimes ignorance is bliss.
On the bottom corner of the windscreen, as it were, you can see the zoom in of where you're going, and you can see the base laid out pretty much as the diagram indicates. And all of you notice no Cardassian ships in the area.
Them lazy Cardassians.
It looks like we're on our own, which is a blessing. So I'm going to go ahead and put her down.
Pointing to where Vitaly pointed out to you?
Absolutely.
Okay, I would like a pilot check from you, please, to ensure that the landing goes smoothly.
Can I help by giving a shoulder rub?
It will not help, but you can do it anyway.
It's advantage with
a plus 6. Today we learned that Elsbeth rolls really well in Fate.
Also, my shoulder rubs helped for sure.
It did. I was super relaxed, and I had the comfort and companionship of my love.
But your platonic,
good. Yeah,
friend.
Totally professional.
Today we learned that Brie loves to bullshit in Fate, and I ignore her.
It's okay.
So yeah, giving a platonic back rub to your platonic work colleague, like, again, it is super impressive. It is the equivalent of basically first time pulling, turning, and reversing into a parking bay. Vitaly leans over and is like, "Park us about there," and you park literally about there. And
this is my thing. This is what I do.
Yeah, it is smooth. It is good, and you have landed.
See? All like clockwork. Little faith goes a long way. All right. Evelina, you want to take a look at security system? How do you want to play this?
To look at the security system, Evelina, you will need to leave the ship and interface with one of the panels or technology there.
Okay, I've already got my little fanny pack on with snacks in it, just in case. Oh no, I forgot. God damn it. No.
You said fanny.
Asshole.
Brie, you said fanny, and that's rude.
Get out. I'm done. I need to pee. You're hurting me.
So
okay, no, it's a cute little belt with a snack compartment.
So Evelina puts on her bum bag full of crackers.
Oh, shut up. It's not only crackers, there's spare wires and all kinds of cool stuff in it. Because I'm good at my job.
You're great at your job, and I love you with all my heart. And I'm sorry for laughing. I wouldn't have
Don't pick on my babe.
I will go
She's
with.
very good.
I will accompany Vitali. He has Klingon disruptor pistol because
Yeah, he does.
Because I'm viewing this as like the difference with like it's the AK-47 of the disruptor world because they're Klingons, so it's going to be reliable. It's going to be simple. They're not going to be like, oh, how many power settings can I make it do? No, it kills people. It's a gun.
And yeah, so for the context, you two, it's the equivalent of you've arrived at this place and Vitali pulls out like an automatic weapon from a locker.
He pew guns.
I mean, it's a pistol. Yeah.
I know it's a pistol, but I'm just saying like the
guns.
OC, the context is you've landed at this place and someone you don't know has pulled a very powerful gun. To come with you on this trip. Like,
okay.
Is that necessary?
Well, it is not necessary if all goes well. If all goes well, we are here, there's nobody else here, and nothing else happens. If Cardassians find us, then I talk to them first. I let them know everything is fine. And if they decide everything is not fine, I quickly make it fine.
You have another one?
Do you know how to handle?
Not at all. No, it's a
Then
bad idea. Let's go.
She doesn't need it.
one.
It's fine. We're good. Am I staying on the ship or am I going with?
For the moment, stay here while we take assessment of a security system. Because if we fuck that up, we need to go real quick. And watch scanners. But if we are in and we get to go shopping, then you come with.
Great.
so,
Just in that moment, I'm super sneakily, but not at all because this was not my idea. Gonna just reach out and grab Evelina's hand and like squeeze it, and because this is now scarier because there's a gun involved, and I thought there were no people here. But I'm just gonna give her a squeeze.
Vitali, I'm giving you that for free. I officially now, for free, give you notices of all their PDAs. Wherever they're happening.
It's fine. I know how I'm handling this.
Okay.
So Evelina and Vitali leave the ship. It is docked pretty well with a bit of the base to the extent that you can. There's going to be no problems with getting out of the ship because obviously you've not landed in an appropriate docking place. So if Laura had fucked up the landing, you probably would have like risked yeeting yourselves into the cold, heartless vacuum of space. But it didn't happen. So with a little bit of wand dangling, you're able to get out and into the base. You arrive at the panel first, and with a minor help from Liz, you are going to I don't know why I said it like that. I'm sorry. You are able once again to like pop off a panel, activate the power on that bit, enough that you're content that it's isolated, and you begin tapping away and scanning at it. You've gone about 5 minutes into the base, looking around, no signs of people. The lights are all at that kind of absolute, this place is still powered. Look, Cardassia is here, but as well, that just means it's basically on emergency lighting. And I would like from you, I would like an engineering check from you. No, an operations check from you.
Me?
Helena. Yeah.
Okay. You have my dice.
I got
+2.
Shut up! I don't know.
It's +2.
0. God damn it!
You got a +2, and so it's a 0.
Yeah, it's a 2 minus a 4 plus a 2. It's a 0.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, then but thankfully, because you are operating under a minor help, that was to get some additional information. But you are able to get all that you need to go. Certain elements of the security system are active, but you are certain that your landing and arrival in this bit here has not set them off.
Good news. They don't know we're here, and they don't know we're standing here. But I can't tell if they will be able to see if we go farther in.
Okay.
So we must be quick.
Then let us be quick about it. Then that is fine. Keep an eye out for more panels, and if we have to just rush in and out, then we rush in and out.
Rush in and out.
Rush in and out.
End of the session. Goodbye.
That's it. Thank you. Okay, well now
All right.
now it's sneaky time, so like Evelyn is like she has like a posture as if it helps.
I'll just go check in with Lara if we're heading further. Gonna go back, stick my head back up. We cannot be fully sure that we can switch off our security systems. It's not gone off for now, but if we go further, can you set, you know your ship, can you set it to give us another heart attack alarm on transmitter if anything shows up on sensors? So
I think it's, yeah, if anything shows up, good, bad, or otherwise, I will get a heart attack alarm.
I mean, so you can come with and help carry.
Sure, I will,
You know,
yeah, let me mess with it for a second.
you know that it will be very difficult to communicate with the ship if you are not on the ship. That aside from, like, if you go far enough outside of literal audio range, it's not going to be a thing you can do.
Yeah.
You don't have walkie-talkies.
So if I come with you, so if I'm here, I will definitely get that alarm.
Mhm.
If I come with you, I can't make any
might.
promises. Right.
But also you can't, do we have communicators for like between us and the ship if we leave the ship?
Not really.
Okay, that's cool.
Smoke signals.
Okay.
Maybe you'll have beepers, but I don't.
I say you come with us. We make one quick recon. We grab stuff. We come back, all three. We take stock of situation. We see if we do another run.
Yes.
That
Okay.
means we definitely get something. We just might get out hot. Otherwise, you sit here, you see alarm, you have to run, you come find us. We then have to come back. It's this way.
Yeah, let me just lock the. Can I like lock the panels? Like, is there a like lock the ship down?
No, there is.
But I really want there to be.
There's no such technology. And anything you could do would involve shutting the whole ship down, and you want to leave the ramp open in case you have to run in.
Fantastic. So I'm going to hesitantly like caress my chair, sort of like, I don't love this. I don't love getting out of my chair. That doesn't usually end well, but I will get up and I will zip up my jacket and
Do any of you
head
take
on
the
out.
mag trolley?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Who's got the mag trolley?
Me, because Vitaly has a gun.
Yeah.
Vitaly, Get Your Gun was the less popular sequel.
Okay.
Musicals. So you head deeper into the heart of 047. As you set to work, I would like investigation checks from you all.
Okay.
None of that. I'm rolling really well today.
Someone roll for me. Who's rolling?
I did.
Okay.
What is your investigation?
+4.
You got a 3. And I don't know what my investigation is.
If you don't have it on that list, then it's at a +0.
Great, then I got a 3 also.
Okay, so 3, 3, and 4. Wow. Okay, so you are pretty confident that there are several directions you can go that are within broadly easy reach. None of them are the where you think Vitaly the Marquis crate is, which should have the pretty exciting stuff in it. But you know full well that the sick bay was decommissioned, so it is not worth going there. Because all of the useful things will have been taken out or stripped by the Marquis ages ago. You are able to, all three of you, this is information for the party, you can disseminate it how you want. You know the way to, based on the layout of the place, to the engineering bay, which now that you know that the sensors are up in places, will definitely have stuff that's worth having. And I think given your sort of more personable nature, Lara, it occurs to you that there are a couple of they were marked on as places that the Mucky never really went. A couple of like more habitation zones that, if there is a replicator that hasn't been decommissioned or has been just turned off and like disconnected but still has a lot of parts, would be that way.
I'm gonna notice those habitation units and just sort of like peek in and see if I can see anything that doesn't look like it's been raided.
So these are
already.
places that you'll have to like walk to. This is now.
Oh. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Before I said that the ship was smaller than you think, the base is bigger than you think.
Great. Vitaly, how the habitation units, maybe somebody left some personals behind, maybe a replicator.
It's true. Okay. We look there. There is something I'm hoping we find, but it's a good place to start.
What color is it?
It should be big. It should be. I expect again, sort of supply crates. We're talking something industrial looking.
Okay. That helps.
Yes.
Okay. You make your way into the habitation. You've walked about sort of 15-20 minutes from the ship by now, and all the way, because of an excellent roll from before, Evelina, you are pretty confident that during the bits where the emergency lighting is, like full scans are not active, like there's not checking who goes through doors and things, because no one's docked. They're basically, you think, viewing docking and a couple of other key things as someone's here, because just they're not monitoring everything because it's nonsense. And you arrive into some fairly dusty habitation spaces. And I would like, please, a notice check from Vitaly. As Evelina, your eyes will alight on towards the back with like stuff stacked around it. Like your eyes hone in and you go, oh, no, that is a replicator. I know what those look like. They've got the little bit and like... Catholic, yeah.
Why can't I roll this well when I'm playing or GMing main? That's a critical success. So that's an 8.
Holy crap.
Ooh.
Magnificent. I was actually applying penalties in my heart. So the fact that you rolled a critical success basically has wiped those out. So Laura and Evelina move to what you'll need to do is take some of the stuff down to get the decommissioned replicator out. You recognize immediately that it is broken, but what that means is that someone's shoved it away to be removed or repaired later. What one man's broken to Evelina is another man's let's fix it and put it somewhere we can use it. And as you walk in, and as I pull us towards our break, we just see the girls run towards the back and like start working and start loading it up. You know, it'll involve Lara, you know, basically a bit of hinge work, but it's not difficult. Vitaly walks in and like you just see very faintly like a close-up on his face, and like the hairs on his arms stand up on end, and like a tiny drop of sweat runs from behind his ear as he looks up and realizes that the room you are in is very warm and very humid, which I will leave as a thing that Kath can ruminate on as the camera pulls out, and on the dashboard of your little runaround ship, a light starts flashing red, and an obnoxious little sound begins to blare where nobody is present to hear it. And I'm going to call a little break there, guys. So go, grab a drink, PM if you got them, and we will see you back here in 10 minutes for the second half of Star Trek Iskandar, Trouble and Strife.
But also
Smoking at the same time.
Michael, are we in yet? Are you
Jazz
in yet,
hands.
Michael?
jazz hands. We got this.
Okay, good. Thank you, Michael. That's all I needed. I just needed you to tell me when we were live.
Now we're live now.
I'm surrounded by you fucking amateurs. Not
Hey.
you three. You three are marvelous. You're the talent. You're beautiful. You're magnificent. It is that hack Kilburn who I've had to put up with all these years, who is just constantly trying to hold me back with his friendship and his unconditional love. Ugh. So welcome
Sounds
back,
rough.
So hard.
Just the second half of Star Trek Iskandar, Trouble and Strife. Do you now see that it's Trouble and Strife because they're a couple, but also because they're in trouble and there will be strife. It's double layers.
And Vitaly is here.
And Vitaly is here, who is neither. He's just great.
Look at those cheekbones.
No,
So
I think
charming.
I think he's trouble in that way that someone would go, "You're right, trouble." Like, oh. So great. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks. Thanks for being. Thanks for being. You were great. None enough is said about you, the trash band, who are wonderful. Well done. All pat yourselves on the back. I hope you're having a good one. I made myself a drink during the break, and instead of the tonic water that I thought I was drinking, I added soda water. So now I am drinking a gin and soda, and it is as dry as it sounds. And I added some Robinson's fruit and barley, and it has improved it somewhat. So that's my drinks review. That's Praxis's drinks review. Subscribe on Patreon for more. Bowman, you can't tell me you had a raspberry apple cider when I'm telling you about
delicious.
my miserable fucking gin experience. How dare you? Depressing. I pull my soul out.
That
you
is
people.
calling you to filth.
Anyway. No, actually, a Hyperion, a Praxis juice. My drink of choice is called Titus Fuel, named after my first ever D&D character, and it is half Orange Rockstar and half cheap cider. So yes, I have these cans here because I had one some years ago. But yeah, if someone wants to make me a drink that will fuel me through any LARP event and long tabletop event, half an Orange Rockstar, half a cheap cider. I favour the strong barrel, maybe the Sainsbury's own brand canned cider. And for my American audiences, I'm of course talking about hard cider, not apple juice. I'm not 9. Anyway,
I'm here for Star Trek, not sadness. Can we?
Oh, shut up! You're here for both. You're here for Star Trek and sadness. So welcome back to Star Trek and Sadness with Praxis Descent. If you missed the first half, that's fine. You didn't miss much. Just a bunch of people flying through space to go and collect some crates that belong to a former terrorist cell. They think they're safe, but they're probably not. And as we left things,
Damn broom.
Vitaly was realizing the uncomfortable temperature of the room as the others were loading a decommissioned old replicator onto a mag wagon. And I think it's going to literally be one of those breaks where we come back in on the exact shot that we left it on, which is Vitaly realizing something's amiss.
We might not be alone here.
Is it always this hot?
In Cardassian territory, with Cardassian life support, because those lizard bastards like it warm and wet. If this place being abandoned, then there would not be that. Someone's had the life support on lately. Either they're still here, or they're not long gone. We need to move quickly.
Yep. Okay.
We're going to the storage facility. Priority now is our main hall. What we want will be there. We stick together, nice and smooth.
Reasonable course of action would be for someone to take the already loaded up item back to the ship, since you only have the one mag lift on.
We have loaded it already. All right. Lara, you have fully loaded mag trolley. We'll take back to the ship, load it up, check sensors, see if anyone is out there. Meet us in storage facility. Evelina and I will go find what we're looking for. He's fine. He's quicker this way than that way. We make sure we all get what we want. And this is not for nothing.
I make frantic eye contact with Evelina and then look back at Vitaly because I don't know how to say what I'm about to say, but the thing I need to say is no, please. I don't think I should leave. Evelina. I don't feel comfortable leaving Evelina.
Okay, I understand, but you're the pilot, you know the ship, you know the sensors. She knows the system, she knows the ship, and this entire mission goes best for everyone if it goes quicker and smoother. And you have my word, I would let nothing happen to her. Okay?
Vitaly, I would like you to make me a rapport check.
Oh, I need Kath immediately to be near me so I can just take those face and squish it.
I roll flat 0, but that's a +3 in total.
+3. So,
and if you want me to tag something,
yeah, tag me something.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag spend a fate point and tag. I prefer master manipulator. As
so that's a 5.
Jesus,
Lara, you have no reason to think that he's incorrect. And in fact, in that moment, he is the one with the gun and
big gun, big charisma. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'll go. And
I'm gonna try to be sneaky, and I'm gonna kiss her on the whole face, just like.
Do you just say sneaky kisses on her whole face?
Do you come in like, I'm gonna be sneaky, I'm gonna take her hand, and then just fucking just give her a kiss, like.
Yeah.
Sneaky though.
But sneaky. But she's really not very sneaky at all. But
and Vitaly stood there like this throughout, going.
So you're good friends then? You're just.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna grab her and put my hands in her hair and look at her in her face. Be careful. Don't get distracted. Do what we know you can do. I love you in a very professional and normal platonic way.
Yes.
Okay.
I will try my best. Okay, bye.
I will take good care of your coworker.
Straighten jacket.
Nothing is straight.
not a damn thing. And I'll grab the cart and just start walking out. And I can't even look back because I'm probably there's like a tear welling.
No.
So I would like you to make me an athletics check, please, because what you are doing is if I'm putting words in your mouth, forgive me. I imagine that you are basically running as hard as you can with this thing to get back to the ship so that you can appraise yourself of the situation and get back. And shoving a heavy thing while maintaining speed is athletics.
Yes, that's a 3.
Yes, if I remember correctly, your athletics burglary is quite good.
Athletics burglary. Yes, it's very good. Yes.
I will bear that in mind as we cut to Evelina and Vitaly. Where are you going?
We go to storage.
Storage, but okay. I'm following the gun. I'm not going
gun
first.
And the hot piece of ass attached.
Oh no! I do want to go first though. I need to go first to do mechanical things, like checking boards and stuff, but I'm also gonna be like, I think I'm probably a lot smaller than Vitaly, so he could probably shoot over me if he needs to, right?
You are on his off side. You are on the side that he doesn't wield a gun from.
Okay, there we go.
Every side. Eat my own gun there.
Vitaly, Kath may be less smooth than Vitaly sometimes.
That's okay.
So I would like a investigation check from Evelina, please, and I guess a notice check from Vitaly, as I imagine he's running and looking.
Yep.
What's that dice say, Elsbeth?
Finally, I roll negative.
Is that a 0?
0. Yeah.
Okay, but I have a +4 investigation, so it's a 4.
I get a 2 on notice because I rolled a -1.
Go.
Ow.
So, Evelina, you will notice that on the way to the cargo bit, there is a sensor that has been installed above the door, and you can tell that it has been installed recently. As in, it is not dusty and old, and you can see a couple of little marks where new things have been done. And Vitaly, you will notice that it is clearly cleaner around here. Like,
that's new.
What's it kind of new? I mean, what is?
The sensor above the door right there.
Okay.
It's not like the rest of it, that's going to activate if we get closer. Can I dismantle it?
You can try.
I want to try. I want to destroy that thing.
Make me an engineering check.
I have a +3 on that.
Uh,
So 3.
Still good.
Roll better for me, thank you.
I'm gonna get 2 new dice. These suck.
Don't forget, if you have rolled crappily, you can tag an aspect to re-roll.
Oh yeah, I want to do that.
What aspect do you want to tag?
You know what? I feel like the Cardassians took everything from us, and it's time to take something from the Cardassians.
That's my girl.
Love it, love it.
Oh, and that's a 4, babe.
Yes. Okay, so that's a 7. Wait, yeah, nice.
Yeah, so initially you went into it thinking you could like have it like temporarily turn off or focus on something else, but you are able to literally like supplement the wire so it's showing like the last fortnight of footage rather than what you're in now. So you're aware that you have about a fortnight before this thing becomes a problem again, and they will never know.
They will never know we were here. But she says it like trying to be cool, but she's not cool.
Dolly
Her
nods
little-
like she's cool.
Thanks. I need it. Okay, let's go in there.
You see?
So as the door swishes open, and you walk your way in, cut back to Lara. You are going at a good jog with your good roll. You're a strong girl, but also being strong doesn't help if you can't run fast and be strong. But like this is some proper good hefty workout stuff where you are putting your effort behind the trolley, and like you load it up onto the back of the ship and then like run to the console at the front. And yeah, there is a proximity alert going off, but you weren't able to set it to anything more complex than that. What do you want to do?
I honestly just want to get back to the ship as fast as possible so that I can get back to Evelina as fast as possible.
You are on the ship.
Oh, I'm on the ship. I'm gonna do we need the carrier again? Do I need to unload it? All right, then
it has been unloaded. You have unloaded it because in order to get to the front of the ship, you need to unload it. Otherwise, you have to go around it because it's a small ship.
I'm headed back, bringing it with me.
Do you want to check the scanners before you go?
Oh my god, I forgot.
That's why I was asking. What do you want to do?
But that's totally in character because I'm more worried about my babe back there than the ship. And I think I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to walk back out of the ship with the carrier and then go, fuck. And then turn around and go back and check the scanners and see the angry scanner. Yes. And then go, oh shit. And then like look for, I wish I could communicate with these people because I need to tell them immediately and I have nothing. And then be like, fuck. And I'm just going to leave the carrier and run.
Oh, but we need it. Oh.
I know, but a bad thing is happening and we need to leave.
You know what?
Do I know what the bad thing is?
Do you want to look?
Yes, but I feel like all of this is very in character. She's going to be like, fuck. Oh, what? Give me more information. I need more information.
Make me an operations check.
That one fell.
Yeah, fallen dice don't count.
An operations check, that is a 2.
Don't forget that you can spend.
Do it.
None of my aspects are super helpful right now.
Well, you know what? Because Liz did a minor help, and I feel like this is a situation in which they'd want that minor help used since they're so helpful, that you would, you're scanning, you're panicking, and literally you're like going, yeah, a thing is here. I know that. Tell me more. I imagine Laura is the sort of person that talks to her show.
Oh, definitely.
And it will bring up, again, the little like scan-in panel that just says that a Cardassian ship has docked at the docking bay. And from your scans, you are able to see that there are to human life signs, because you can't do life signs very well, but human is easy because that's... So in Star Trek, you can scan for anything normally. In this, I think you can scan for just humans because that's all you need to, and it's much cheaper and easier to just scan for humans because only humans in the minors. You can see that your two people have gone to the main cargo bit, which is a little beyond where you were before, and is where it is said that there was the crate, which is the reason you're here.
Mm-hmm. So I see that a ship has docked and there are two people. Great.
Those two people are your two people.
Oh, they're my two people. Great. But the ship has docked. Great.
But you cannot tell where any Cardassians are because you cannot scan for them. Fantastic.
But there's a ship, and there wasn't a ship before. And a ship normally has to have people or something on it, not people, like human. It has to have somebody flying. This is all very real. And she's gonna panic for a second, and then, yes, I think I'm going with my first instinct. I'm leaving the carrier thing and running. They need to know ASAP, and I can get there faster if I am unhindered.
Like, not because I'm telling you one way or another, but because it's a mag thing. Unloaded, it will not slow you down any. Like, unloaded, it is just a thing that doots along with you.
That doots?
Sorry, that's what I used to refer to technology that ambulates.
Dooting, yes.
So you can get there in exactly the same length of time, and it is the purpose of your mission.
Yeah, but she is very worried about her girl. All right, so then she's gonna run out the door and then go, okay, I'm doing it, and I'm gonna run back in and grab the thing to doot with me. But all of this definitely happens, the back and forth about 3 times, like, fuck. What's the quickest way that I can solve this problem? Because I can't just yell to the heavens and have them hear me. But ultimately, I get out of the ship with the carrier thing, and I'm getting there as fast as I can to tell them.
And because I have made a request of you that is above what you believe your character may do, I am applying the aspect to the little trolley, basically weightless when unloaded, and I'm giving you a fate point for making you go back for it.
Great.
Thank you, Kath. Whenever you nod when I make a GM decision, I always feel good inside. Like, Kath approves. That's all I need.
Good use of fate. It's good fating.
Nevertheless, back to the other two as we see Lara basically sprint down the corridor. You open the door. In here, it is not emergency lights. Alive here. What's the word? On is what you use for lights, is it? Not alive. They're not. Shut up. It is low light level, which indicates that this place is not as abandoned as you hoped. But the scanner has definitely not go off. And you walk into the dimly lit, very warm cargo room.
Okay. So.
And for free, Evelina, you can see that there is clearly signs that people have been here because you can see empty crates that you are certain would have transported the new scan technology that have been, like, they've put the scanners and then just left the crates. So, like,
I'm going to glare at them.
Stay close to me. We check the crates. We find what we're looking for. And we take it right out from right under their noses.
As soon as he's like, stay close to me, she like bumps in a little bit. Like there's a whoop on your arm. And then she steps back, but then she steps back again because help.
He's good. He's fine.
Okay.
Just us, just 2 little humans who aren't going to even get spotted.
Nope. Okay. Where's the crate?
I know what to look for. It will look like one of the Cardassian supply crates. It will have specific markings, which I will recognize. So if it seems I've missed a crate, let me know. Mostly keep an eye out for trouble.
Okay.
So let's
My
go.
eyes are looking for trouble.
So I have several questions for you. 1, are you moving quickly or stealthily?
Stealthily.
Kath?
Yeah, let's go stealthy for now.
Okay, so I would like stealth checks from you both, and then I shall ask for different
I don't even have stealth, so.
This stuff is not amazing, but I rolled one, so.
I got a 1.
1 is still a success. You didn't get a -1. And
Woo.
from Elsbeth, what I would like is just an athletics check, just so that I can estimate when Lara arrives at the danger.
What do you mean the danger?
I mean,
Don't you mean
situation.
the
7.
storeroom?
I got a 7.
What did you roll?
A 6 and a 2.
Okay.
Crap.
A 6 and a 1 is a crit, but
Oh.
no,
6 and a
7
2.
is no 7 is still magnificent. I should make that clear. Like a 5 is excellent. But that's good. That means that literally you are like properly like battlefield sprinting, full of adrenaline. What's your defining aspect again, by the way?
My family is my whole world.
Okay, good. I see that you're living up to that admirably. Yeah, so appropriate stealthing. Once again, Vitaly is a little better at it, but Evelina is like acquitting herself just fine. I would like then a notice check from Evelina, an investigation check from Vitaly.
There it is, -1.
Okay, so that's a 3.
So you have to move quite a way into the cargo bay. This is easily the biggest part of the base. It's a huge room. Obviously, because this is a place used for storage, their cargo base has got to be great. So Evelina, what you will notice is quite a lot of things. Like there are like things that you, if you had the wagon, would really want to be looting, because the Cardassians have brought in like new batteries and like newer tech that they've stored up here. They are clearly indicating to either start using this again as an active base or have been using it as a storage base for further operations. So you are seeing like some really shiny stuff here that you want.
So this explains my less than stellar stealth, because every time I see something, I'm like,
Or you're going like tapping Vitaly's arm like,
yeah.
Vitaly, whether it's because Evelina is constantly pointing your attention
It
to
is
things that
definitely
aren't
because
great,
of that.
or the tension of the situation, you are about halfway through the room and you have not seen what it is you are looking for.
Chisuka.
And in that moment, the two of you hear a door open behind you. Vitaly wheels around with the disruptor pistol, and Lara sprints into the cargo hold. Yeah, the wagon rattling along with her as she goes.
There's a ship. There's another ship here.
Okay. Cardassian?
Yep.
Okay. Any sign of the crew?
No, but our scanners are dinky and suck, and
Nope.
I can't see them.
Okay. They've probably been around here. They've been at some of the boxes. Obviously, life support is still on. They have not found us yet. So we're going to finish the job. Then we're going to get the fuck out of here.
Good plan. Let's go with that one.
The last part, yeah.
Yes, okay. Help me look. We're looking for checking supply crates marked with Cardassian Union stamping. You'll know it when you see it. I should know which one it is, but let's go through the supply crates. Stick together, keep your eye out.
So, traveling together, I'm going to cash in a minor help from Dr. Lou Sutcliffe, and you do not have to roll your stealth, because you are all basically hyped up on adrenaline and walking like properly like this. You are a stealthy unit, and I'm not going to say that any of you are going to lose out on that, because it's janky and I hate it. So you round the corner again, and all of you spy like a big like wall of crates that all of them are like quite old. It's clearly like been shoved to the side, and they are sealed and stamped with a symbol you all recognize from the ghosts of your past as the crest of the Cardassian Union.
Okay.
That's it, right?
That should be it. Let me go. I'm going to check it, see what's inside, make sure that's what we want.
Oh, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. There are about 50 of these crates.
Okay, we check these crates. I'm going to know which one it is if I check all of the crates.
But you'll have to like take some time.
Right, you watch my back, keep an eye out, play it cool. I will go through the crates.
I would like notice checks from you both, please.
Who's you both?
Oh, sorry, from both of the two of you not doing a specific thing.
Oh, notice checks?
Notice checks.
All right, mine is a 4. And Bree, you have a 3 on the dice.
Plus a 1. So I have a 4 too. We both have 4s. High fives. High 4s.
Wonderful.
High 4s.
Then you will both hear things like not around the room, but like when I say around the room, I mean like around on the outside of the cargo room, as if like that you recognize as like technology whirring or like maybe footsteps, but you're not certain. You are confident that there is no one in this cargo room with you, but you know now that there is stuff happening around. Like, and can I get please an investigation check from Vitaly?
Please don't roll garbage again, Vitaly.
Yeah, roll good.
Okay, that's a 2.
Okay, a 2. It'll take you some time.
I don't actually have an aspect I could tag for this.
Check your aspects because I know what I'm doing. No, I think that's you for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you begin combing through. You have a little scanner that looks for like the particular sort of marking that it is, plus just good old-fashioned what you know it looks like with your eyes, because tech can fail when you're in a secret terrorist organization, and the Marquis knew that. But you're looking, and you're confident that you've not found it yet. When Evelina, you will hear like something opening, and you know it isn't a door, but you would say it was like a vent or a window or a thing turning on, but something has happened that in the room that you're in.
I'm gonna like do a shoulder tap on Lara and like do a I'm trying to be sneaky, but I'm not great at it. But I'm gonna like point to my ear and then point to where I think the sound is coming from.
I'm gonna look where the sound is coming from, but also like grab her hand and like kind of hold it close to me, so we're like close together.
You can both of you see like a faint glow on a patch of the wall.
Does it look like the outside light from the suns, or is
like, no, like a technological glow, like something has activated?
Ooh, I'm gonna go see what it is. How far is it?
It's a couple of columns over.
Oh,
so everything's in rows, so you're like,
okay. Then I'm gonna tap Vitaly on the shoulder. Go.
Go, girl.
Because I'm just saying I'm going to check it out, but it looks ridiculous.
Not sure what you go to check out, but
like it came across.
Yeah. Between eyes and there and her leaving, he got it.
Okay. I'm not about to talk and ruin our stealth.
And we're like connected right now, so I think I'm going with you.
That's fair. But
Okay.
he has the gun though.
Yeah, but you're you.
Yeah, but it's not super far, right? Just a few columns. Hey, okay. Universe.
Hello.
Is this did I wildly misunderstand this, and am I going to the other side of the room? Because I don't want to go on the other side.
No, just close.
It's like 5-10 meters away.
Okay.
But you'll have to go like round is my point. Like.
Okay. I'm doing that though. I need to turn off that thing, whatever it is.
Okay. And I'm just gonna make like that frantic, like, please be careful, don't knock anything over, don't be loud. I love you, but please be good.
Okay. So Evelina, you go. And I'm going to cash in both a help and a hinder at the same time to make this easier for you, because the good and the bad from both Bowman and Dr. Sutcliffe themselves. I should point out, by the way, that Dr. Sutcliffe gave a minor help and a minor hinder because they will not be bound by the help-hinder binary. So you will see instantly that the thing that has turned on is a small generator equivalent that is effectively powering the various security measures around this cargo bay that you believe is basically in test mode. Like, you think that something diagnostic is happening, but you also spot that what it is connected to is like an arm or sort of equivalent that is going around the room very high up, as if like looking to take something off the boxes, off the shelves. Like, it looks like it is one of those crate grabber things, and is moving again, because I think a minor help should have a good impact. I think is moving in a kind of in a way that indicates human control rather than like automation. So like something is like checking for something, and at the same time the scanner device will turn on like a bright light, and as you step back away from it, you are going to hit a stack of like empty like an empty pipe rack, and as you hit it, it wobbles and you stop and you go, oh, good thing that was empty, because otherwise that would have been a real problem. But it wasn't empty. At the very top is a thick metallic hollow pipe that falls, and you jump out of the way just in time for it to basically go clatang, 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 clatang.
This is what I said to not do with my eyes.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to immediately look in the direction that she went, and then look back at Vitaly to kind of gauge his reaction, how bad this is. Like, oh, she did the thing. How fucked are we?
I mean, Vitaly is kind of the shit freeze. He will kind of have a quick look, but otherwise he's cracking on with his hunt.
As that happens, your little scanner is going to, as it were, like reach over the Cardassian Union symbol on the crate, and it will immediately, like, you'll see the little lines that form the inside of the crest that indicate, because there's always a crest on their stuff, so you hide the mark within that, and you go, yeah, bingo, this is it.
It's fine, I got it.
Okay.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna doot the cart over so we can load.
Crack it open and have a check.
So pulling it out and like lowering it down, because all of them have a little like cushion slide thing. He will prise the lid open, and Lara, you will see that the crate is absolutely chock full of weapons.
Pew pew.
Like, they are the similar sort of weapons that you remember the Cardassians wielding. There are some weapons that, like the ones that you can see Vitaly carrying, even some very clearly Federation like phaser rifles, and it is just, and like at the sides there are like power banks and extra things, and it is just like, you should imagine a crate that's maybe about the size of like a desk, you know, that big, pretty deep. It is just stacked full of guns.
That's a lot of guns.
We mean business. Do you know how to use one?
Does she? Yes, phasers. Yes, I can do that. Yes.
Do you want one?
Yes.
I think we might need it. He grabs the simplest thing he can get, probably Klingon, loads it with a power pack, flips it over, extends it to her.
She's going to take it, and for a second it looks like she may have been lying to you, but she does in fact know how to use it and is just freaking out. Yes. So yes,
Klingon disruptors are super easy. They are, you point this at the thing you're pointing at dies. It's
great. She's ready.
And in that moment, Evelina will return to you. Will jog back around. And I'm going to say that all of you can see now the grabby arm that's going around the room. And it lowers down as if it's coming towards you. But one of DJ Roomba's minor helps, I'm going to indicate that it skims towards you. And there is that definite moment where you just think, oh God, what do we do? Like, and Vitaly is like pointing his weapon at it, and like it's very tense. And then it literally skims up to one of the top of the pile and grabs one of the crates that he scanned over and discounted, and it takes it over to like a service pipe.
Okay. Now we leave.
Yep.
You load the crate on. Can I please have notice checks from all of you, please? Please.
Critical fail.
Vitaly.
My dice have been too good to be true until now.
My babe.
Okay, I got a 2. Bree, you have a -1.
Okay. I am tagging the aspect. The eye for detail.
Yeah, you've already tagged that this session.
God damn it, I did. Oh no. I have to find one. No. I'm going to do this.
If you are very desperate, I'm sure you can raise it with someone else and they can help you. I'm happy to allow player collusion on this if it's very important to you.
Get your
What?
aspects.
Can I be very close to her, and can we be like discussing what we're seeing? Not discussing, but like saying out loud what we're seeing to help each other illuminate the situation. And just can I tag my main, my family is my world, and I'm going to make sure that she's on board and okay.
So I think what happens is there is a sound which is triggering this. Vitaly is too busy making sure that the thing is locked onto the mag wagon because he doesn't want to lose a big old pallet of guns, and he will make sure that it's set to like maximum lightness so that carrying it's easy. And this sound happens, and I think Evelina's going to be like, what was that? And since you got a +1 on it, I think you're going to be like, I think it came from over there. And we'll do the reassuring, like, you got this, babe, which clearly indicates your coupledom. But we'll give her a sort of boost at looking. A looking boost, if you will.
So I'm rolling again.
Yeah.
Oh, so much better. That's a 5 on the dice. That's a 6 and a 1. So that's a thing, right?
Oh, it's a critical success.
Yes.
Critical fail, critical success. Yeah, in a beautiful moment, the camera will focus in on just Evelina taking a breath and like realizing that she doesn't have to be anxious because her wife is here and she loves her so much. In fact, in order to take advantage of critical success, I would like you to show affection to your wife in some way, because this is a stressful, heartening moment, and I want you to show it. I want you to show how that aspect affected you.
I think we're still holding hands, and I think she's gonna like pull it to her chest and like do the like kiss the other hand, and then that's just everything right there. That little hand kiss. We're not gonna make out in the storage room.
All right, fine.
Stop it.
I was ready to make out in the storage room. Just saying.
No.
So you will see several things. You will see that the arm has gone back to a sort of neutral position, which is fairly high up in the ceiling. You will see that a couple of different lights have come on some machinery in the ceiling. You will see that there are some lights coming from the high windows to the outside, indicating that something is moving or something is happening. And you hear the door that you and Vitaly successfully snuck your way through open.
Oh, okay, we have to hide then a little bit. Can you hide somehow? I want to hide.
So what I'm going to say is, because this is Zoom and therefore difficult, that you can have a conversation about this because it's quite a long way away, and I will assume that you are whispering this conversation because you are in a position where you can effectively go, we should do this, no, we should do this, no, we should do that. You know, it'll be quick, but you can have it out loud, and I'm not going to go, "Oh, you talk too loud."
Okay, yeah. So
we're pretty far from the ship still, right? Like minutes. Yeah. Okay.
And do we have to go back through that door?
Or forward, but into the
Don't know
unknown.
the way.
Yeah. Okay, no, but I'm saying there's like big columns.
Mhm.
Could we like, the thing where you're like, you see where they are and then you go behind the column until you're past them? But like, use a column to
You can try and sneak around, but that's an option that you can have in character, because that's a discussion that needs to be had, because you all might have different decisions, and Vitaly hasn't heard this yet because he is making sure that the grips are on the crate properly so that it's good for securing weapons, because he's a responsible gun smuggler.
Okay, stop securing the weapons because someone just opened the door and they're coming in and they're gonna see us soon.
Okay.
Do we have to go back that way?
I don't know the other way. I don't know what the other way is. Let's move this, get into more cover, and let's see what there is. Might only be one.
Okay.
I'll go stow this. I'll go take a quick look.
So the stowing has happened. It's safe and stowed. And
I
ready
meant
to go.
sort of like tuck it a bit more around the corner, kind of thing. Yeah, like if in case we can loop round, Vitaly will gesture us in, start to loop, and he will go to try to gauge. Oh, but what there is, Humber says before he goes. If you hear me shoot, once the shooting stops, and if you hear me shoot, we're just going to fucking hightail it, okay? With the crate.
Okay, so Lara, you have your hands on the crate.
Yes, and I'm going to try to navigate it so that it's in ready mode, so it's like facing the right direction and like kind of in a shadowy area, so it's not like super visible. And then I'm going to grab Evelina that I still have by the hand and like back us up against sort of a wall in a shadow so we can hopefully get eyes on what Vitaly is doing.
Completely happy. If you want to watch Vitaly, you can, but that will be a stealth roll. Otherwise, Vitaly, I'd like a stealth roll from you.
Nope, I just want to listen and cower a little bit.
Then I would like, I think, investigation rolls from people who are listening in.
Okay.
-2.
Wanna roll? Wanna roll a roll?
I think I wanna tag.
So Bree, you got a 3 on the dice, and I got a 1 on the dice, and that was, what did you say, investigation?
So I got a 7.
Fuck's sake.
Investigation, yes.
I'm gonna take this fail because I think that the way considering that this might become a confrontation anyway, I'm gonna accept my failed stealth roll and save my fate points for getting us out of trouble rather than trying to avoid trouble.
Completely reasonable. What did team investigation get? 1 and 7? 8.
7.
Yeah, traditionally that's 8.
When there's 8 fingers involved,
you mean
it's 8.
You love me a lot.
I love you. I love you so much. And that's also a very Evelina thing to do. Like, do a really complicated sum, go, so that's 7. And we'll be like, no, babe, no.
No, honey.
Oh, babe, you're a rocket scientist.
She's a fucking engineer, but numbers are hard.
I'm not the smartest bean. Leave me alone.
No, the problem is that you are the smartest bean, which means basic
you're not paying
bean is
attention.
hard.
Yeah.
Right, so you Vitaly moves forward, and you hear you'll be aware that his boot scrapes on the concrete floor in a moment of quiet, and you definitely hear so wind back. Everyone is hearing now very, very distantly the murmur of voices. And Evelina, you will hear the voices stop at that boot scrape, like a kind of, what was that kind of sound? Because of the failed stealth check and because of his position, Vitaly, I'm going to say that you are aware of the voices, you can't hear them, you can't understand them. And Evelina, you will be aware that like the voices stopped and like it wasn't just a kind of, what was that? It was like an extended listening is happening.
I am going to holster my disruptor so that I'm not so that when I step out, I'm not an immediate and obvious threat. And step out, kind of hands not up, hands in a placating sideways gesture, which still give me slightly, potentially slightly closer, but deceptively innocent body language. And I'm going to step out slowly, and what he says and how he says it will be slightly dependent upon what he sees.
So what I'm going to say is, given what I know about the situation as it stands,
yeah,
I am going to tag a minor help that has been received to indicate that you are able to, through some measure, given your build, make yourself appear like an unthreatening presence, because this group of people are on edge and are not super favorable to trespassers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say that as part of that help, because I think helps should be a bigger thing, the other two, I'm going to say you're able to find a patch where, in TV terms, you can look and see what's going on. And I promise that while you are looking through this patch, you will not be seen, because it is a dramatic way that you can see what's happening without giving yourself away. And you see Vitaly with his hands in a kind of what gesture step out from behind the crate. And Vitaly, you see a strange band, a group of about three Cardassians.
Okay.
And they are walking with two Starfleet officers and a figure in kind of very practical but clearly not Federation or Starfleet, not Starfleet attire. I'm sorry. In that it's cut for practicality, but is still quite stylish and fashionable. So kind of robe-like, but not stupidly impractical Vulcan robe-like. And they are holding an object in their hand, and they are very clearly Andorian. And so you can see that there's a group of very clearly Cardassian soldiers and very clearly Starfleet and Federation there. And they are, and one of them seems to be looking at something in a curious fashion, and the Cardassians are definitely looking around in a kind of, what's that noise? What's going on? What's happening?
Good people. Apologies for startling you. My name is Vitaly. My ship, we had engine trouble, and I had to set it down here. And I know this is not a great place to be, but I had engine trouble. Sat down. I've been honestly just trying to find something to make some repairs and then get out. I don't want trouble.
The Cardassian, who, Cardassians, you've seen plenty in your life, who is clearly in charge of these Cardassians, who has a weapon unholstered, will step forward and say, "This is Cardassian space. You are trespassing on a military installation."
Very sorry. My ship drifted. Engine trouble, like I said. And he's going to look to the Starfleet officers. Understands old ship, old sensors, old cartography packages. Sometimes, knowing where the border is not as easy as it could be. I'm very sorry. I kept my head down. I didn't want to cause any trouble.
What are you doing in here?
Looking for something for conducting repairs. It's a supply room. So
you were looting?
Well, he's again going to focus on the Starfleet officers. Well, I don't think I had many options, as it's all trespassing once I'm here, isn't it? And now see, we're all friends here, everybody.
And the Starfleet officer who is in a red collared uniform will look up at the Cardassian and go, and look at the weapon in her hand particularly, and will go, Glintriani, there's no need, surely. I'm certain this gentleman was just lost.
Quite.
It's no excuse. This is Cardassian space. This is not a Federation matter. Yes, well, as we are traveling with you for the purposes of this this journey to the conference, perhaps in the spirit of friendship between our two people, we might consider not waving guns at the unarmed civilian. The clearly armed trespasser, you mean, Lieutenant?
It's you want me to put it down? I mean, I think you might get upset if I start reaching for it, which is why it's holstered.
While this standoff is happening, what are Evelina and Lara doing?
There's so many of them.
I think that I'm getting ready to give backup to Vitaly if he should need it, like to defend his story, to come in as a non-threatening backup. And I'm trying to without words kind of get Evelina to get the cart in the shadow and sort of make her way out.
If we're hearing this and hearing his
story, you're hearing and you are seeing this, you see all these people.
We're seeing.
Can I get like we're in like a supply place. Can I get like a gadget or something and give it to Lara to go out and be like, does this help? You know, like to just interrupt the whole situation with like stupid.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got a minor help that I've been queuing up for this reason. What sort of thing do you want?
I want something with a lot of random wires on it that looks engine-y.
Okay. You are able to grab that.
God.
But I am going to say, and this is, I'm giving you things that you feel, not things that you must act upon, is that I am going to compel in Lara. The Cardassians took everything from us. You see a group of Cardassians out the front there, and you feel like an intrinsic sense of loss at everything they did, and it makes you feel very sad. Like you've not really seen a Cardassian up close, like properly, and here is one pointing a weapon at your friend Vitaly.
Mm-hmm.
And Evelina, you know what's coming. I am going to compel for you. The Federation abandoned us.
You have them flopped.
Oh, did I? Well,
then, Federation abandoned us is mine.
Then Evelina, you feel sad and a sense of loss and blah, 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 blah. Lara, you, like I have you both on the same page. I'm going to compel for you. The Federation abandoned us and you feel angry.
So is the thing that I grab could be like a dangerous weapon to accidentally throw, like
quite possibly
that explodes.
I let you tag a help, so you can grab whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab something absolutely dangerous with lots of wires on it, so you can come in non-threatening, and we can both get our revenge on these fucking Cardassians.
Eat it.
You know that there is something in it, and it's kind of unstable because it's got a power supply in it, and that they left the power supply next to it because obviously they didn't leave it with the power supply in it. But you can very easily just go.
I love
you. So eyebrows.
If you hand it to me, I'm just gonna like mouth, I love you. Go back to the ship.
I love you too. If you die, I will haunt you. Or you'll haunt me. That's not how I meant it. Okay.
So what is going to happen is, and again, I will say when you can step around the corner so that the timelines match up, but you are ready to go. And it's very emotional, which is that Glintriani still has a weapon drawn, but they are not directly pointing it at you because these people are brutal, but they are not kind of like, put it on the ground, kind of savage animals. And you can see that there is a distinct standoff between the lieutenant from Starfleet and this individual with the phaser. And what is going to happen is that the back and forth is clearly about like mercy versus not mercy versus arrest versus not arrest versus we should search them versus, well, should we take them into the hands of the Federation? This is Cardassian space. You know, I'm not playing too much I'm not doing too much Golluming today. But it will end with Glintriani looking to the two Cardassians that are with her, where she will say, "Go back to the trador and radio this in." And they will incline their heads and run off. Back to the door that Evelina came through. And you see Lieutenant, whose name you don't know, will go, "Ensign, accompany them. Ensure that a report is also made to Starfleet." Leaving just the others there. And the lieutenant moves as if to be like, "I don't want violence. I'm not certain about this." And for the first time, the Andorian will speak, who will step forward and say, "What is your name?" I can't do an American accent, so I'm just doing British. I'm sorry, Andorians. I know you're all American. What's your name?
Vitali. My name is Vitali. And
are you a Federation citizen, Vitali?
Yes, from the mining belt just across the border. So
then, Glintriani, Lieutenant Maracheo, it's fairly clear that as this is a Federation citizen, it is suitable that he be taken by the Federation for questioning. And if it is deemed a crime has taken place, the Cardassians may make requests and it will be handled appropriately. And you can see that he steps forward and you can see that Glintriani is swayed, but also doesn't like the tears involved. And the lieutenant seems to think that's a completely reasonable course of action as Lara comes around the corner holding a device.
And I'm really gonna overdo it and be like, "Is this it? Is this the thing?"
Hold on. Lara, good. What is I said there's a way.
Glintriani is going to raise a gun at Lara, who has come around the corner with the thing with lights on it. And so what I'm going to do is, we're still talking, but I'm going to go into a loose approximation of initiative order because I know everyone's going to want to do things. So, it's narrative. It doesn't have to be 6 seconds, 2 seconds only. So the Glintriani has pointed her gun directly at you. The lieutenant has drawn a phaser.
Okay, I think I know what we're doing.
And is pointing it at you. But something about it just has less of a killing instinct as the Cardassians somehow. And the Andorian, who you can see is unarmed, will have his hands out in a sort of, "Okay, whoa, no, this has gotten out of hand and I'm trying to calm this down" sort of thing. You can tell that he's clearly got a sort of a peaceful vibe to him. I want to know before this happens what Evelina is going to do.
Using the distraction to bring the crate closer to the door.
The other door?
Can't see me. No. The one. Well, the one.
You are far away from the door you came through.
Oh, I thought we were doing this to try to get back out.
Yeah, I thought so too.
There is only one way out, and it has people in it who heard Vitali because of his failed stealth check.
Wait, so there's only one door?
No, there's 2 doors. There's one behind you, and there's one ahead of you. The one ahead of you is the one that you opened and
that we know about.
Desecuritized. There's another door behind you that you've not checked out yet.
Oh.
So it's either through the people or into the unknown.
So you could feasibly sneak around the people. It would just be more difficult, and it depends on what you want to do. There are no wrong answers.
Yeah. I just don't want to go out that door and it's like, oh, surprise, this is where they are all having lunch. Because that's my luck as a person.
Do you want to make me an investigation check to...
Yeah, I want to analyze the whole, I want to see the door. If I'm closer to the door behind us, I want to look at it.
So, because you are the tech-brained one here, I am going to allow you to have the schematic on a little pad on your person, and I want you to make me an investigation check so I can tell you more information about the situation.
Yes. Do that.
3.
So +4, 7.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
In which case, you know that the docking point that you completely removed from the table as a place to dock because they'd know you were there immediately, has 2 points of access to this spot. They have, to allow for easy loading, it's not super close to the cargo bay because they have the grabby thing that takes the crates for them because they don't need to do what you're doing with mag crates because that would be very, very fiddly. So what you know is that if there are no other people on the ship, on the place, which you have absolutely no reason to think there are because she sent 2 of her people back to the ship, not like calling people to go do it.
Right.
That there is a very long corridor that connects the docking point with the bit that is your rudimentary docking point, which you think that if there are no people in it, will be a straight shot, and actually would have been a quicker route than the one you took to get here.
I'm not going to tell them that I thought of that after.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
You took a reasonable route, and you deliberately picked a point that wasn't right up close to the cargo bay when you were landing.
Okay, that's my plan. That's Evelina's plan. Use their distraction to.
So I was letting you have that ship just as a thinking, and thinking is free. What do you do with that information?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the crate to that door.
Okay.
And hopefully there's enough nonsense happening over there that they aren't gonna notice.
There absolutely is for now.
Cool. That's my plan.
You get to the door, and you see that this also has one of those little scanner things on it.
Yeah, but I know how to turn that sucker off.
Cool. Back to the standoff.
The standoff.
So, to reiterate, Lara stood there with it's not a thermal detonator, but it's something bad. Vitalia stood there without gun in hand, but gun.
I think if she's walked out with that, and if we're down to only 2 people with guns in front of us, and they've both been distracted by her, I think it's Mexican standoff time. So I think Vitaly quick draws to level it at the Cardassian because he thinks the Cardassian is most likely to open fire.
Okay, so before you 2 take turns, the Cardassian is pointing a weapon at Lara. Lara is holding an explosive thing. Vitaly is holding a weapon to the Cardassian. The Starfleet officer, Lieutenant Marashena, is holding a phaser to Lara, and the Andorian is stood sort of in between the others going, well, let's not do this. So I'm going to say Vitaly next, and then we'll see what Evelina does. Lara.
Yeah. Okay, I think we all take a long, deep breath here. Because your advantage you no longer have so much, da.
In that moment, the Starfleet officer will shift their target to Vitaly.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. She's not supposed to be stupid, but it appears, Glyn Triani, that I owe you an apology. Lara, what did you do?
Yeet it.
Oh shit.
Yes. Yes. That is my aspect is talk is cheap, so I'm gonna throw this motherfucker and run.
Magnifique. I would like you to make me an let me think.
A yeet roll.
I would like you to make me a physique check.
That's a 4.
On the dice?
No, it's a 2 on the dice plus 2 physique.
Plus your aspect that you checked?
Is that how that works? Plus, I don't know how it works.
Point, yeah.
Sure, I'm gonna spend a fate point, and then it's a 5.
Are you plus 2?
What are you tagging?
Right?
I am tagging talk is cheap. We're done talking. We need to get back to the ship ASAP.
So,
my girl is on her way.
So that's a plus 6.
Great.
Tagging a fate point gets you a plus 2.
Oh, then it's totally a 6.
Everything in fate is in 2s for some reason. I don't know.
So confusing.
So yeah, you yeet it. And your aim is true. It falls in the midst of these 3 not Vitali people. However.
No. 6.
Yeah, no. It's a success.
I know, I just...
But I'm
want you
going to
be
tag a
nice to
minor
me.
hinder because I know what the outcome is going to be. What is your intention with yeeting this? To make enough of a distraction for you all to escape?
Yes. It's twofold. I want to make a distraction. I also want to hinder them from following us, at least temporarily. So if I'm making a splosion between us and them, and we are going back, then they're going to not only have to regain composure, but then get through the mess that I hopefully left.
So what is going to happen is Evelina was feeling particularly vindictive and picked up a particularly nasty device that I guess had Vitali seen it might have gone on the cart because
My girl.
Because it was a bit tasty. It begins it slots and like begins to like not count down, but you can see like a bar running down as if to say like you have this much time, and it's seconds. In the moment, a lot of things happen, and I am taking control of some characters in order to do it. Having thrown it, Lara, you will obviously immediately jump back behind the shelf, seeing that Evelina isn't there anymore, and then immediately going, oh no, she's there, okay, good. She's far away from whatever this is, so you are literally able to get away quickly. Vitali, your ally has just thrown a fucking murder grenade into your midst. You can react to that as is appropriate, but I am saying, given where you are, you can risk getting shot by a phaser, or you can dive out of the way of this fucking device.
I'd like to take cover, but I don't want to completely remove. I want to do two. I want to take cover. I want to keep a thumb on the action because I know what Vitali's next move will be, depending on how bad things get.
I'm completely here for the drama, which means I'm saying that you can jump and roll behind like a big stack of boxes, enough that you can do the kind of.
Yes, Vitali is still engaged in this situation. He is not cutting and running.
Yeah. The device goes off. The 3 people around it react in different ways. The Starfleet officer, seemingly now unafraid of the fact that Vitali is holding a weapon, but obviously Vitali can't react in the immediacy because of, stuff, is going to grab the Andorian by the back of his robe and like jump forward, sort of towards where Vitali is, but in a different place. Like clearly she's doing the bodyguard get down Mr. President move, and like will throw him behind and like will she has a kind of combat stance to her. The Cardassian is going to like effectively run and sprint, doing the run away from explosion move as the device explodes out only a little distance, and then immediately begins like replicating little pieces of shrapnel, like all up like a wall. And you can tell that every little moment that thing would be there would be like a flechette round in that space. And the whole air is filled with sort of thick, like the acrid smell of like burning metal and plastic.
Did you just throw a war crime at them?
Yeah, it is a horrible weapon that the Cardassians had in their little storage bin. And I think what you just said is what goes through the lieutenant's mind clearly as she's not watching you. She's going like, and you have lost sight of the Cardassian Glyn, who you would imagine, given the situation, is either dead or has run to the other door. And time recompressing itself. I think given that she rolled so well before, I think given the coughing and dying that I'm doing, the minor help we had still in the bank from Liz. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Liz like an idiot. Like Liz. I'm sorry, Liz. Means that because you are brilliant, in that exact moment of absolute stress and panic, you literally just kind of go boop, boop, bang, because you remembered how you did the thing before, and the whole system does the same blue spiral that indicates that it's just fine, and the door whooshes open. Probably as that explosion goes off. And I guess we're still loosely in a sort of initiative-ish space, but I'm willing now to hear what people want to do. Lara, I imagine you're going to want to get to Evelina.
I think the goal now is flee. Get out fast.
So the two get to the door. Vitaly, you are what stands now between a wall of flechette rounds and the two members of the Federation.
What are they doing?
So military trained, the lieutenant will clearly stand up. She's still holding her phaser, she didn't lose it. And behind her, the Andorian is pulling himself to his feet. And probably what happens is, at that exact moment, they regain that position of like she's holding the phaser. Make me a notice check. In fact, you and Evelina make me a notice check.
That's a 3.
On a 3, you can see that her phaser is set to stun and not kill.
I've got a 4.
Starfleet.
Yeah, because she's Starfleet and she doesn't know who you are. On a 4, what I am going to say is, okay, so you're able to effectively get to the door. You have the panel there. You've turned off the alarm that says if someone comes through this door, it's a bad. But you can see down the corridor that you meant to be going, a very janky looking force field erupts and an alarm is going off that basically is like, live rounds in the base, live rounds in the base, isolating base, isolating base. And Lara, given your experience with Cardassian stuff and like the situation that you're in, I'm going to give you for free that this is both good news and bad news. It means that reinforcements can't come off the ship, but it means that the people who are already on the base are now already on the base, and your way to the vessel is blocked by a force field, which should be manageable, but is like the fire doors have all closed and you've got to get around it. So that information being given to you two, I'm going to cut back to Vitaly, who is currently once again in a bit of a standoff with the Federation. All right, so you're not a civilian. State your business.
I'm a civilian. I'm not Starfleet. I'm not any fucking organization. Not any of your jumped up military. And these are the people you're getting right back into bed with.
There is a peace conference to talk with the Cardassians. Surely that's what you want.
To talk with the Cardassians. And what do you give them this time?
You're from the miners, aren't you? And that's the Andorian who is going to step forward, and he's stepping forward with a kind of C. And you see now he raises his arms, and you can see he is armed, but he is armed entirely with the blade that you would expect any Andorian to carry, and he very clearly is carrying it in the diplomatic stance, which indicates not easy drawn, but I have it. And he's going to step forward and look at you with like very understanding eyes and go, "You're from the miners, aren't you? That's one of the things we're going to talk about at the conference."
What? What are you going to talk about? How we're still being a nuisance?
No. How clearly you and like he's going to glance and like Evelina is punching at the device to try and hack the doors, but you guys can see what's going on. You can like see very clearly what's going on, but you are safely out of range of the situation. And he's going to like indicate a hand to them and go, listen. I am an Andorian Justicar. I am being sent as a neutral, non-Starfleet member of the Federation to talk. If there is something troubling your people on the miners, we can deal with it. This is not the answer.
But talk has never been the answer, not with Cardassians. How many wars do you have to fight? And you say, I'm not a civilian? I would have been. My family would have stayed this way if you had actually done your jobs of protecting us. All of these families who've suffered, the Goncharovs, the Borovs, the Chernepkins, the Chernevskys. So many families who you have abandoned before. Why should we ever trust you again?
Because we've seen what happens when we fall to war. How many millions die in the Dominion War, the Maquis, the war with the Klingons. Allow me to take these concerns to the conference. I share your grief at what has happened. Do you not think that we too lost against the Cardassians? How many Andorians were lost against the Cardassians?
You did. You lost in the war. You lost a lot of people in the war. We lost in the war, and we lost in the peace. The peace which was bought for the core worlds at the expense of people like us. What trust have you ever earned? You abandon our homes, you throw them to the Cardassians, and when we fight for our homes, you call us criminals. And then, when we try to fight for our homes, you leave us to be slaughtered by the Dominion. At the behest of the Cardassians, who now you still want to be friends with.
I never said friends. It was a shameless dishonor what happened to your people. Do you not think I appreciated what the Maquis did, standing up for their homes? I respect the citizens of the Minors for what they have done, but how is this any better? My name is Rivorin Thorinos. I represent the Andorian government. Let me take your words to the conference, where we are going not to stand arm in arm with the Cardassians, but to face them as honorable foes on the field of discourse.
It is very easy to say that you do peace when you have all of your fancy starships and all of your core world safety and all of that security and replicators and everything comes very easy. Then it is easy to talk. But Vitalia is going to glance up. What's the situation by the door?
So, because everything is very time sensitive, I'm going to say Evelina is close to cracking the what they call force fields thing, but she clearly is like looking at Lara with a kind of nearly there.
Can I insert? Yeah, she's not done yet. Words, you'll talk.
What is your name? Vitali, correct?
Yes.
Who did you lose in the war, Vitali?
My brothers. So many. My elder brothers. They went to fight to save our homes when you and yours wouldn't. You understand that?
2 of my spouses died in the war. Of course I understand. The pain, the anguish of losing people, of not being there to save them. I understand.
Then if you understand, how does this end with Cardassians? How can they ever be our friends when they see me here and the first thing they want to do is kill me?
There are more than one way to subdue your enemy, Vitali. Sometimes it is talking, sometimes it is violence, sometimes it is both. Have they not suffered enough violence? Did not enough millions die at the end of the war? And as he says that, there is a very confident me noise that as like all the force fields come down, and like you see out the corner of your eye, Vitali, the 2 obviously lovebirds do the kind of tiny hug of triumph as the Andorian steps out, clearly trying to do the give me the weapon and we can talk about this.
Vitali will look at the Starfleet lieutenant,
who is still holding their phaser, but have been brought down by the talking.
Your Starfleet officer, you're officer of your word and your duty, right?
I am. We will beam you back aboard the ship, and we'll handle this civilly. This does not have to end in blood.
I know you always do your duty. And I shoot the diplomat.
Yeah. Okay, make me
I'm here for it.
Phasers check.
Jesus.
That is very nearly a crit. That's a +4, so that's a +8. And I'm going to tag with one of my fate points, death to the stupid Federation who grows fat on the profits.
Yes.
So that's a 9.
Absorb that, motherfucker.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where this is a beautifully crafted this is a bog standard issue Klingon disruptor that you, as the gunsmith of your world, have upgraded beautifully. And the two of you, as you get the wagon and are looking to pushing it through the door, but looking in that kind of, is Vitaly coming? Is he not coming? What's happening? See the flash as the gun in his hand goes off 4 times and like ricochets through the Andorian who is dressed in these these very fine diplomat's clothes, and they are torn. And in that moment, the lieutenant whose phaser has been drawn on you immediately like drops it and falls flat into a, oh my god, Justica. And then we'll do the coughing and dying.
Drink water or gin.
Oh.
Get your gin.
This is Marashaya to the Corvus, 2 to beam up.
And it worked like a charm.
And you join the others.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna yell out, Vitaly, now! And like,
come
on.
Holy shit.
So time is liminal. Do you do any of you react to what just happened with talking or reactions while you're running?
I think I'm gonna reach out for a high five though.
High fives are our thing right now.
Blooded murder.
High five.
Listen,
Yeah.
the Federation sucks, and I'm fine with it. And I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
You all go at a full speed, full tilt, full run. Let me just double check something. Yeah, you all go at a full run. I'm not gonna make you roll. You're going confidently. You're all full of adrenaline. Vitaly, you're full of that extra adrenaline called "I just shot a guy to death." Yeah.
He's super dead. He's like totally dead.
Oh my god.
He's not a little dead. He's like super dead.
And you round the corner where Lara's pushing the trolley. Vitaly still has the gun in case you're being followed, and Lara is looking at the panel just to make sure, like, yep, we're going the right way. And I think this is down, and like you're working as a team, and it's all great. And as you round the corner to get to your dock, you see the form of Glyn Triani step out from around the corner, holding a weapon on all 3 of you. Roomba spent a minor hinder, so she got here first.
Okay, more
I still have a gun. I have a gun.
You have a gun, but you're pushing the trolley. Hold it right there. I'm arresting you on behalf of the Cardassian Union. You're all coming with me.
Can I like slowly take my hands off of the trolley? Like I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna turn around really slowly talking, and I'm gonna be like, we don't mean anything.
As she does that, I'm gonna not do enough of emotion to get shot, but enough of emotion as the person with the gun, where the Glyn is paying more attention to me.
Absolutely. So while that's happening, what are the 2 of you? What are the 2 girls doing? Okay, so because you're behind the trolley, I'm gonna say you're able to like very, 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 very subtly draw the gun ever so slightly, but like not raise it just yet. Evelina, what are you doing?
Freezing, but maybe like ducking lower to the trolley. My little eyes are poking out.
Okay,
but my hands are up, but like on, I'm not a threat. I'm tiny and small.
So what I'm going to say is, with the minor help from Bowman, Lara is able to like fully draw the gun and have it ready to fire, like quick, smart.
I have a question.
Go on. I have answers.
Okay. So this person is in front of us. How close?
Like, effectively, they are like a couple of arms, like 4 or 5 arms length away, and to get to the door, you have to get like through her or past her. Like, she is at a Y with the door, and you are coming towards it.
And how tall is this crate? And how fast do these mag things go? Could we just run her over?
The crate is pretty tall, and you are absolutely allowed to like basically like swap places to get ready to do that. Vitali, a very nasty Cardassian weapon is trained on you.
Mm-hmm. I am trying to keep her focus
mm-hmm.
because she obviously knows that I'm the biggest threat, and Vitali is really not intending on doing anything other than aggroing attention while the others do their thing.
Yeah, I'm preparing to run this person over with the crate.
And I'm there as backup with gun shooting.
And she is going to say, your time is over. The time of your little uprising is done. We are reclaiming this period of space, and we are quite finished mopping up after you rats.
I'm not a rat.
Are you pushing or am I shooting, Bay?
I think the time for pushing is now.
Yeah, I can't believe she just called me a rat.
Evelina,
you can't stand for this.
Evelina, you may make me a whatever it's called check, a physique check, because you are shoving.
I don't have a plus on there.
Actually, give me a second. I've constantly talked about how light this thing is, so I don't think it's a physique check. I think it's an athletics check.
Oh, well then good. That's even better. That's a 6.
Did you say +6?
No, well, yeah. I rolled a 4 and they have 2 athletics.
Jesus, no, legit.
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know what that noise was. Sorry.
So yeah, the only notice Vitali gets is when he hears the kind of the mags as they're being like ever so slightly decoupled, as like the cart will rocket towards her. The cart will effectively, like, she is surprised by it. It will strike her full in the shoulder, and she falls back, the weapon in her hand firing as she does so, because I had one more minor hinder in my pocket.
No
more helps or hinders. Now we're getting to the end game. The weapon's fire goes off towards the 2 people who pushed the cart.
No.
Because she has spun upon seeing the movement.
No.
I have
She
2
did
dice.
warn us.
I have grey dice and I have black dice. What would you rather have?
I want
Grey
the grey one.
Black for Elsbeth, grey for Bree. Okay, Kath. High or low?
High.
As she is knocked back and unconscious by this wagon that has knocked her into a bulkhead, the gun flying out of her hands, Evelina and Vitali will see with joy as this thing has knocked her out, as the gunshot goes right through Laura's chest.
No.
It comes out the other side. She is alive, but you can see immediately that she's not clutching a shoulder. She is clutching here. And she looks very, very pale. I'm going to say, for the sake of getting this to a point, like Vitali is going to grab the trolley. As Evelina, like, Lara has collapsed onto you, and you can help her get to the ship. It is a clear route to the ship. You are basically just outside it, and the 3 of you like pull up into the ship. Vitali doesn't even bother stowing the trolley. He shoves it off to the side, and the back starts to come up. And Vitali runs to pilot it, as I imagine Evelina is holding Lara. There is a lot of blood. Make me a piloting check, please.
Oh, I have 1 fate point left. I do have ranks in pilot. I have 1 rank in pilot, and I'm going to need a reroll on that.
What are you tagging?
I am final fate point tagging Jack of all trades, master of most.
You're a pretty dab hand at piloting.
And that is a 2 on the negative and a 6 on the positive, so that is a total of 5.
Magnifique. So you effectively take off, and just for now, I'm going to need you to roll me an ops check and a piloting check, so that I can narrate what happens in a bit.
That is +4 on ops. Ooh, and a +2 on pilot.
Okay. So as the ship is taking off and it's rattling and it's having a bit of a moment, you know, getting up out of the base, decoupling, and you can, you know, the camera focuses on Vitaly, who's basically like doing everything: pilot, co-pilot, take off, decouple, meow, 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 meow. Getting out, like the scene is rattling, and Evelina, you are holding Lara, who is just on the floor looking up at you.
No. Can I stop it at all?
You can make me a medicine check.
+1. Do that roll. +1.
3 on the dice.
So that's a 4.
You know that with a I'm not going to give you the techno babble for it, but effectively, if you had a cauterizing spray and something to stop her going into shock, and something to add support to the damaged arteries around that place, you would be able to save her. You also know that you have none of that on the ship.
Question for the GM. Do we have escape pods? Pod.
Second. You do not.
Okay. Well, that's option is off the table.
There was, but you know full well that it's been it was jettisoned a while back and has never been replaced because you can't afford to.
No.
I'm going to twist the knife a bit. You know full well, Evelina, that aboard any standard Cardassian ship or Starfleet vessel, this sort of wound would be trivial to heal.
Real bad. It feels real bad.
Yeah, no, don't talk.
I'm so proud of you.
Do you want me to take you to their ship because they can fix this?
It won't fix anything. We'll all be in danger then. It's okay. It's okay.
None of this is okay.
Evie. You can do this.
But can I do it without you, though? Because I don't think I can.
Babe, of course you can. And I'm going to take her hand off the yuckiness and just hold it with both hands and just get her as close to my face as I can and just say, you are incredible. Everything you do is incredible. You've never needed me. I've just been cheering you on.
And I'm going to kiss her right on the mouth. And then I'm going to kiss her on the cheek. And then I'm going to kiss on her eyes because she hates that. And then I'm going to
Not right now, she doesn't.
And I'm going to just put our foreheads together. I'm going to say, I will make all of them pay.
I know you will. And she's going to close her eyes and breathe hard a couple of times and just say, go kick ass, babe. And then just take a couple more ragged breaths and then sort of just go limp but with her hands still held.
And my head will fall to her chest. I'm not going to move again until someone makes me.
You're muted.
Vitaly glances back over his shoulder at what he's seen. With the checks he rolled, he can see that there is a Starfleet ship in the area, but that they are docked. There isn't a Starfleet ship in the area. That's a fucking lie. I am sorry. There is the Cardassian ship that is docked. And with your ops check, you can see that they have clearly not made a strong connection with the base yet. And as you fly up and out, you can see on the scanners that there is the Starfleet vessel that is a little way away. But you reckon, based on your piloting check, that you are small enough to just sneak back. And we see the ship pull back and take flight towards what we know to be the neutral zone. And I'm going to say this. Does Vitaly have anything he wants to say or do for Evelina?
Mm-hmm.
Then as the ship takes off and goes to warp, we see Vitaly like press the ship into effective autopilot and come to the back.
To the back. She's like crumpled over this corpse. He'll hunker down.
My wife is a corpse now.
Yeah. She's a hero. I lost my brothers to these people. I know it's not the same, but I feel some of your pain. But we made them bleed today too. We have taken this from them. We are going to make them bleed again. For my brothers. For your wife.
How did you know?
I had an inkling.
Okay.
No, that's I could see the love you had for each other. It was so clear. And it hurts. It hurts like hell. And it burns. And what I need you to do is to focus, to be strong, to stay with me. And the parts that burn, we are going to make all of these bastards burn.
And Evelyn is going to look over to where Laura had holstered that gun. And she's going to pick it up. You're going to have to show me how to use this, though, because it looks complicated.
It can be so simple.
She's going to reach out her hand. Is he going to let...
Yeah, he'll take her hand. Blood-stained hands, and he will take her hand, just as he took Laura's... in fact, it was Evelina's. Just as he took Evelina's greasy high five at the beginning, he will take her blood-stained hand now.
And I think the final shot of the episode is this blood-stained hand, like clasped around Vitaly's big, broad hand, and there's just this moment of solidarity. And that is where we will end it for today.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh! You fucking pros!
Ow.
How dare
you?
How dare you roll poorly on my dice?
So I'm gonna do a little scene for you all. I haven't got to role play as much as these guys have, so I'm gonna say a little scene. Oh, so Brie, Elsbeth, I'm so excited that you're gonna come in this game. So what are you thinking? Like maybe you want to make a paired concept? I'll gen your characters for you. So just tell me what it is you're wanting to do. Could we be a couple? Could we be wives?
Maybe
one of us can die.
That's not how that happened. No,
that's
we
exactly
said we
what
wanted
I
to
said.
be.
I said I wanted to die.
I remember saying we wanted to be married, and Brie going, "Oh no, that means one of us definitely is gonna die."
Oh, I took that as like an instruction. Can I just say, like, for everyone involved, wow, that was like, I mean, Kath, I know you're
Kath
great,
hero
and you know
speech,
Trek
my
really
God.
well, and I wrote a part for you that I knew you could pull off. Elspeth and Brie, thank you so much for coming. You are worth every single fuck damn penny. So before I go into my end spiel, because this is a one shot and the characters may or may not be seen again, but not in this form, I would like to hear, well, Force Ghost. I would like to hear everyone's aspects, whether or not they got used, because I feel that they will give a bit of insight on the characters. And in the meantime, everyone in the chat can throw their love. So let's hear from our glorious cell leader, Vitaly, first.
Vitaly, yes. Well, just first I want to say for this, anyone who is familiar with Red Dead Redemption 2, I was totally channeling Dutch as a charismatic cult leader of disastrous bad ideas.
Also, I apologize for all of the wording on these. I wrote them in a rush and I didn't realize that they were going to be shared.
So, Vitaly, major aspect, smooth talking walker. Jack of all trades, master of most. My good opinion once lost, which the secret ending for that is lost forever. Never got to use that.
None of you needed it.
I needed it. I prefer master manipulator. Death to the stupid Federation who grows fat on the profits. And
out of reference.
I built the weapons. I pew the weapons.
Because he's a weaponsmith. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Evelina, let's hear what you had.
So my primary aspect is talk is cheap.
Which I think you played it very well.
I think so too. I am not limited by my past, which is now super sad. Thanks for that, Izzy. The Cardassians took everything from us. Yep. I've lived a hard life, and life has made me hard. God, these were more predictive now. I have an eye for detail, and I long to see the stars. And I feel like every single one of those has bit me in the face with sadness. Cool.
Oh, it's just gonna get worse when you hear mine.
Genuinely, I have an ability when I play Iskandar to predict the future, like the actual future. So I wrote the Cardassians took everything from me. I didn't even think, not everything, and then they did. So let's hear from Lara.
Oh, flying is in my blood, which I didn't need because I rolled like a bamf. Life is hard. It doesn't mean we have to be. Manners cost nothing and gain everything. The Federation abandoned us. They did. Talk is cheap. And my family is my whole world.
So everyone got what they wanted.
I hate it.
I'm so glad there wasn't an escape pod, because else Vitaly would have offered them the escape pod to maybe get picked up by Starfleet, but also maybe get picked up by the Cardassians.
Look, I love the inherent tragedy of the fact that these people live outside of the Federation utopia.
It's sad.
Lara died because of something that, like, if they were on the Iskandar, could have been pretty, like,
would have been
context
nothing.
For people who've not been on it before, and for Bree and Elsbeth, you might have seen it. A character of mine on the Iskandar got shot in the head and was up like 2 hours later. Like, it tragic. It's tragic. Also, RIP to that random Andorian. I'm sure that'll never come up again.
It's why the thing he said that pissed Vitaly. Oh no, it wasn't the thing he said. It was the thing the Starfleet officer said that pissed Vitaly off the most was, "So you're not a civilian." Like,
Mm.
Look, I have a gun. I'm only.
Yeah. So, I really hope everyone here has enjoyed this session, or at least enjoyed the suffering this session has brought. And, you know, I'm going to just throw some random names out into the air. And if you felt like throwing your trash bags back as a sign of love and respect for those that support this utter horror, I will remind all of you that the finale of Down the Rabbit Hole is this Tuesday, wherein I promise once again to come up with hilarious facts about the people who back us on Patreon. They will all be accurate, and no, I will not be sued for libel, not a little bit of it. So you still have time to come back us if that's a thing you are interested in. Aside from that, much love to Eligos Alexander, Liz Murphy, who got Lara killed, Michael Kreese, Caffeine Kitty, Andrei Cherepnin, Lucas Justinian, Joanna Marsh, Diego de los Reyes, Dr. Lou Sutcliffe, Araloki, Socky, Red Flox, Henry Prestige, Mike Kilburn? That doesn't sound right. Probably not that. Amy C, James Malloy, Mike Fielding, Michael Bowman, and of course, everybody's favouritely named Trash Fam. It doesn't matter what game we're in or who's saying it. It's just fun to say and to read. Helena Handbasket.
There it is.
So y'all are a delight. This game has been a delight. I believe this game is also going to be with the others. The VOD will be here and the rest will be on YouTube at some point. If you want to catch up with it later or tell other people, as with all things, we do appreciate our backers on Patreon. But if that's not your inclination, then please tell people that you've enjoyed this game. Tell people what you enjoyed about this game. This is a standalone adventure. I hope I've been able to explain the context or left the context tantalizingly vague in other places. But we really love hearing feedback. So hit us up on Twitter. We are at Praxis Descends, at Save the Turret, at Lazy Honeybee, and Kath, who is at CS Stinton but never checks it or reads it. So message me and I'll pass it on.
Yeah, don't use that. I don't use that Twitter.
And of course, if you want to follow us on Twitter, on Twitch, or on Patreon, we are at ItUCrew throughout. I love you all so much. A special, once again, thanks to Elsbeth and to Bree for being just some phenomenal guests into the world of the Iskandar. I look forward to a lot of pain, a lot of consequences, and maybe perhaps one day we will see Evelina and Vitaly come back, for another adventure where Evelina's all like grief-stricken and badass and like, it's great. I'm sorry you died, Elspeth, but I'm also not, because what a dream to come on a one-shot and die in your wife's arms. Mwah!
It's everything I ever wanted, honestly.
Zara was too good for this world. So much love. See you soon.